I was going to open this stream with by singing "The Book of Love" by Peter Gabriel, but immediately as I was in my doubts, I realised I left desktop audio on. You guys might not hear this in the VOD or anything, but I left desktop audio on, and a guy in Divinity's Reach said, "These are difficult times," and I thought, wow, okay, well that breaks the silence. That's perfectly fine. Not 1 minute late, Ingzas. On my side, I clicked go live right at 17:00. It's good to see you there to bust my balls about a matter of 60 seconds every stream. Someone's always there. So yeah. Chocker in chat says, hello everyone, first of all. It's good to see you. Chocker in chat says, have you guys seen the Guild Wars 1 Reddit Ask Me Anything? I bet WP is going to be nerding out over that. It's really cool. Yeah, actually, I saw the attempt to get it going. Guys, since I've moved my PC, right, I'm near the great outdoors. And it's amazing. It's already been so entertaining for me. There's all these birds that I've been looking at that have been coming around. Like, they get really close to me because they don't realise I'm just on the other side of a door. There were 2 cats that I'm pretty sure were prowling around one another because it's spring, right? This is like... Are female cats on heat right now? Is that how it works? I've never really had a cat. Does it sync up with a certain time of year? Anyway, it looked like they were about to get it on, and then they ended up fighting, and one of them ran off. And then one of them was looking at me through the glass. It was while I was making a video as well that you might see eventually. So it's pretty crazy. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, the Guild Wars on Reddit AMA. Yeah, I saw the post, because I'm quite active on the Guild Wars 1 Reddit, as a lurker, an active lurker, is that fair to say? I saw the post where they were like, oh, can we get an AMA? And I sort of thought, you know, it's a cool idea. So basically, here's what happens. There's a guy called SCW, right? And he's like, he's not necessarily... How would I describe his role? I don't really know well enough. He's like a programmer, right? I think he does a lot of the high-end sort of architectural stuff. He works on various systems. He's worked on networking side things quite a lot, right? I believe, anyway. This is the guy that also, by the way, was like the lead dude for Azuric, the Azuric product. And SCW's the guy that went through every single one of my Azuric videos and posted a really awesome, badass paragraph of text as feedback about what I thought of his game, Azuric, which barely anyone, you know, ended up playing or whatever. He's the guy that gave me that physical... Wait, is he the guy? No, it was a different dev that gave me the map, but SCW gave me sheet music from Azuric. This is the same guy, right? But anyway, he's like this big sort of programming, architectural kind of bigwig ArenaNet. He's done all kinds of different things. And it just so happens that because of like the way that Guild Wars 1 is ran at the moment, like they've moved the Guild Wars 1 servers, they moved everything over to like Amazon services, and things have like changed on it, which means he's been working on it a bit. And whenever that's happened, he's talked about it quite publicly. So it just, even though he's not really like a writer, he's not like a designer, he has ended up having quite a few moments where he's communicated with the community over in the Guild Wars 1 subreddit. He's one of the only sort of spokespeople for ArenaNet that has done that. And, you know, little moments like this, by the way, really show you it's not company policy for these devs to interact with us in the community. It's particularly passionate devs that go above and beyond, and friendly devs and outgoing devs who are doing it really as just a part of their free time in their, you know, free space. They're communicating with the community in that way. And so you should really appreciate whenever they do, because it's not like they're being asked to. It's not like company policy to sit down and do it every now and then. Maybe for the AMAs on Reddit, the big ones. But yeah, anyway, so it just so happens he's been speaking to the Guild Wars 1 community a little bit more than the other devs have. And so I saw a post, it was like last night or early yesterday. I saw a post and it basically said, hey, SCW, you're like the only dev that cares about Guild Wars 1. This is how the community ends up interpreting it, right? Which I think is totally unfair. But they're like, you're the only one that cares about it. Can we do an Ask Me Anything with you? That would be really cool. And so it's a funny person. When I saw that thread, I thought, it might go somewhere, but it might not, because you're asking for an AMA from this guy. I understand why, but he's probably not going to have too much to offer you in terms of like his understanding on what he does with the game and whatnot. He's probably not going to have too much to say. So I sort of saw it and I thought it's a good idea, but whatever, it's probably not that important. I went to bed and then I woke up yesterday. I think it was the start of yesterday I woke up. And yeah, it had tons of posts on it, loads of posts. And the guy had been responding like mad. He had lots of cool little insights about all various topics that I hadn't thought. And it got really big. So yeah, I watched it sort of from the start, and then as it blew up a bit, then I threw a big tweet out. After yesterday's stream, I threw a big tweet out saying, listen, you guys probably don't know about this. Go to the Ask Me Anything, ask him some cool questions. Because if there's enough good questions in there, I think right now it's sort of middling-ish. Because I've just done an AMA, I kind of don't want to do 2 in a row. But if you guys get enough good responses out of the man, I'll do a video on it. So I threw a tweet up and I said, yeah, go ask him more stuff. It's not like in a limited window either, because he's just got it notified. So whenever a new comment or question appears in that thread, he goes for it. Why have I got 4 Reddited messages? What's going on here? Oh my lord, 4 people have messaged me in the past 24 hours. Okay, if you're one of the people that messaged me on Reddit, sorry, I'm reading them now. Terrible stream. Terrible stream. Hold on, I'm just trying to get back to the Guild Wars 1 subreddit for you all. Our Guild Wars, here you go. I'll link it in chat. Ask him some good questions, people. Ask him some good questions and see what he has to respond. And then hopefully we'll get some more cool things going from that. So there you go. There's the link. Click it. Have it open while I waffle away here at the start of this stream. And yeah, it's been pinned now. It's at 221 comments. What a boss. What a cool idea. So there's some nice little nuggets in there. And so yeah, today I start streaming and someone says, hey, did you know about WP? Yeah, I did. I'm a bit of a nerd and I sort of had seen it. I'm being very hipster right now, aren't I? I'm being one of those guys that are like, you can't teach me something. I already knew it. You can't teach me anything. But yeah, it's cool. So anyway, hello everybody. Just broke my mug getting coffee. Feels bad, man. Amazingly only broken 3 pieces. Dude, ouch. That sucks. I've already boiled the kettle, but I'm going to have to reboil it by the time this little intro thing's been done. So yeah, what else is going on? You ruined the Scrubs ending for me, WP? What, because of a Book of Love? That is like one of the main places people recognize the Book of Love from that. If you watch the comments on any like Peter Gabriel Book of Love thing, they're like, oh, Scrubs, I love Scrubs. Season 9 never happened. It's stuff like that. Everyone just saying the same thing. Benji says, I'm just finishing off a Byzantium chest before PvP ends. Yeah, I'm in a really weird place for PvP right now. Let's have a look. Let's see where we are, because I haven't looked for a while. I wanted top 25 this season, but the queues are really scaring me now. I'm not top 25. I'm 35. So I need, like, 1 win. No, I need, like, 3 wins. Top 25 suddenly actually jumped quite a bit there. There's actually a lot of people who have suddenly jumped quite a lot. That might mean there's a lot of rating to earn, actually. So that's actually pretty cool. That might mean there's a lot of rating to earn. But I've been so unlucky with my queues. I mean, I did a game of the day where I showed you guys the kind of shit you queue in on. And again, it's not actually a condemnation of the game or whatever. Most people will say, oh, it's the matchmaking, oh, it's the arena, oh, it's the balance, oh, it's the... I'm not going to sit there and do that because I don't think that that's actually right. But I just got unlucky. That's basically as far as it goes. And the build I'm currently playing, I'm rusty on everything else. The build I'm currently playing doesn't help me much when I'm unlucky. So, I don't know. I do want the top 25. I think I deserve it for having been top 25 the vast majority of Season 10 and having vastly more games than most of these people sustaining at those levels. But what you deserve doesn't matter, really. It's at the very end, isn't it? Hopefully it gets more competitive at the end of the season. I don't know, though. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. So, yeah. And then in terms of rewards, my ambition was 1,600 Shards of Glory for the end of the season. So let's see here. Where are they? Here, so I've got 1,500 Ascended Shards. If I get up to 1,600, that gets me 4 bits of... wait, 5 bits? Hold on. 400, 800, 1,200. Yeah, 4 bits. 4 bits of Legendary Armor. How cool is that? 4 pieces of Legendary Armor from 1 season. And they never added more Obsidian weapons this patch. The PvP got sweet FA this patch. I'm actually kind of disappointed in that, to be honest. They've got like a cool sounding roadmap, but I mean, not more Obsidian weapons. Not even that came into the game. What about the armor 1.5 or 2.5 or whatever they were talking about? I don't know. I guess it's all on a lot slower of a time frame than I expected because they've just given that area of the game no resources. Which is a problem because then that snowballs into more population issues, which is the biggest problem. It's population issues. It's not any of this other stuff. And then what community there is are more content bitching about it and everybody wants to leave. So, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, maybe I should just go for it and play. When does it end? It ends Tuesday, right? And today's Sunday. Thing is, I've been doing a lot of video making lately. A lot. Here I went on a bit of a win streak, it seems. But look at this, +3. +3! This was, what, 2 days ago? +3? And then this game here, by the way, this is an unranked element. Oh, wait. Oh, you can't see it. I did do an unranked Ellie game. Look at this. You lose a game, you get -19. You win, you get +3. I did an unranked Ellie game where I was a core support Ellie. trying to use the new signet of water to shed condies like mad, because I don't think anyone's really experimented with it. It went terribly, so I stopped. But yeah. So, what else we got? Hey WP, hey chat. Welcome. Scrolling down. Have I gotten used to the changed setup? What do you mean changed setup? Sorry. Dusty says I lost 12 in a row. Did you really, Dusty? That's pretty bad, man. Just what WP needs more stuff to distract him. Distract me from what? What's your expectation of me doing? I used to be able to see sunrise from my window. Oh, you mean stuff out the window distracted me. Right. Yes, look, it'll be entertaining. It's fine. I even took a picture of the cat. So if you see that video eventually... Wait, rip. What's the rip? Is the stream over? No. We're still live. Yeah, if you see that video eventually, you will see the cat. Ewendell, yeah, I noticed you were one of the people that messaged me. I did notice that. Hey, Dead Zealot. Though it's late... Hey, everybody. I thought is late be today, but I'm on time. Yeah, no, you're here. You're here on time. Been listening to the Stellaris soundtrack while studying today after you played in the intro yesterday. It's great to have it in the background. If you like the Stellaris soundtrack, I didn't even play you my favorite song from it. We could do that on the intro today. We'll do that on the intro. I'll show you my favorite Stellaris song. Let me just cue it up and get ready with it. Because it's not actually from the Apocalypse expansion, which just came out. It's from the previous one called Synthetic Dawn, which released right with Path of Fire. Synthetic Dawn came out a day before Path of Fire, and then we had episode 1 and episode 2, and right as episode 2 came out, Stellaris had another thing, which is what you heard yesterday. But I'll show you the other one if I can actually find it. I can't remember the name of the track. Maybe it's this one. So we'll just try this out. All right. No, it's this one. Here we go. So anyway, yeah, sorry, back to chat. Sorry, guys. Did I finish my time-gated astral achievement? Actually, no, I haven't. I still haven't done that. I'm in no rush, but if you have a look here in game, so I did do a couple more. What is it? Not Path of Fire. It's Story Journal. God, this is so bad. Please, ArenaNet, it's only going to get worse. Let's fix this. Let's actually categorize this a bit better. Let's change up what we consider an achievement. Let's do it. Come on, I know you've done a lot of UI passes, but this is not good enough. It's breaking. It's falling apart. It's expanding too much. Here, check it out. So I need to assist Yasna with her research on mirror calibration readings, and then finally I get the ingot. So I got 2 more tasks to do, and then I get 50 more ore. And here, if you look in my bank, this is all the Krautkite I now have. I only need to get 1 more stack. I think it's 1 more stack. Or filling this one up, actually, because this is it here. And I've got the 6,000. And I think 6,000 is all that I needed. Then it becomes a matter of ascended crafting like mad. Which is going to drain a lot of cash, which I don't really have too much of at the moment. So we'll see. But yeah, so that's what's going on that. There was something else I was going to show you while I was in game here. I can't remember. PvP at the start of the stream, not on these ones because I want to get into the story. If these were 5-hour streams like the old ones, I would easily sandwich PvP, but I want to do these for these ones. At the end of the day, I've got to sort of pander to the majority, and the majority are going to come from YouTube in a second, and they're going to want lore and story. That's it. You said you moved your monitors and mic in front of you and have changed some other things around. Oh, yes. Have I played Into the Breach yet? It's dope as fuck. Into the Breach? What's Into the Breach? Is that the name of the final instance? I have played the full story. We're going to finish it here today. That's the final instance, isn't it? Or is that something else? I can't remember. I recognize it. You're just not that far into the new patch, but you might continue just as I get into it. So, who can get my reactions? There's a Mesmer on every enemy team, and the only shit I get are Revs, Ellies, and Horrible Thieves. Yeah, the funny thing is, I've been saying that the big health bars has been great for visibility and conquest, and counterplaying Mesmers is not tedious, it's not frustrating, it's not fiddly, all of that stuff. Yeah, well, the devs have confirmed that that's not intended. They want you to fuck about and to be really frustrated. They want all the visual noise. They want it to be an irritation. So, yay. I guess that's what Guild Wars is. I've always said, competitively, Mesmer has been a desperately terrible thing for this game. It should be as it was in original PvE for the first game, where it's just like shit and they don't care. But their attempts to make it good have just sort of exacerbated all the undersides of it. How much gold do I need? You need, like, I don't know 100%, but you need, like, tons of Ascended stuff. Because it only exists in Ascended quality. So you have to craft, what is that, 18 Ascended weapons? So just think about that for a second. Crafting 18 Ascended weapons. And it's all of one of the new insignia things as well, which I think is expensive. Harriers, isn't it? WP, I never got into raiding, but I've just seen Oblivion. How long is it to go from nothing to getting Oblivion? I don't know what you mean. What do you mean Oblivion? Oblivion to me is a game, a very awesome game that was extremely fun to mod and very, very difficult to mod too. It's not even Harriers, it's Marshals. Is Marshals even more expensive? What are we talking about, Oblivion? I don't really know. Oh, we just had a Twitch Prime sub. Oh, the Doom Scythe skin. Oh, okay. So wait, what's the question again then? You've just seen Oblivion. How hard is it to raid to get it? Oh, Into the Breach is a new game by the Faster Than Light guy. Oh, no, I haven't. I never even played Faster Than Light. The Doom Scythe. You're asking me how hard it would be to get the Doom Scythe? Wing 4, here's the thing with raiding. It gets easier day by day because the community on average gets better day by day. And the bad players, like yours truly, we stop playing it so much. So when you go to LFG, it'll be people who are slowly getting it more and more and more down pat. So yeah, like just as intelligence and general understanding of the wings proliferates and ripples throughout the community, you will find that it's easier to pug. So I would just recommend watching some guides, learning some stuff. You can watch my series on the Underworld for a very sort of basic overview and understanding of everything that's going on. And that's enough to start practicing. But if you want, you could go into really meticulous like wiki guides and things. And yeah, you can start working away on it. If you get lucky, you could get it really quickly. If you don't get lucky, it will take a few weeks, but it's not too bad. When I say a few weeks, I don't mean weeks and weeks of constant playtime. I mean just raid for a couple of hours, then go away. And then next week, raid for a couple of hours, then go away. And then next week, raid for a couple of hours. It's barely any actual playtime. It's just spread out for a bit. Hey, WP, thank you so much for uploading the balance discussion video. Yeah, I actually had an issue with it because I uploaded it and then I noticed it was the wrong one. And then I uploaded it and I noticed it was the wrong one again. And then I uploaded it and I noticed it was the wrong one again. I got really frustrated and I very slowly, carefully uploaded it and titled it as it was uploading and watched it every second. And finally it went up properly and now it's uploaded and it is the right one. So I don't know what my mistake was, but yeah. You actually just bought Stellaris and all the DLC based on your word, but I tend to like grand strategy like Civ, so I think it'll be quite enjoyable. I've yet to play it. What's your favorite race? Yeah, it's funny. Most people don't care. They make their own custom races. I'm actually working through all of them. My most recent one was... I think I played the Ark and Covenant most recently. I hope you enjoy it. I hope my word doesn't lose credit if you find you don't enjoy it. I think each update is really... Right now, the game's in a bit of a weird place because it just had an enormous update, so the devs are hammering out patches to make it work well. So it will probably be good like 1 or 2 patches down the line, which is to say 3 or 4 weeks. Then it'll probably be really solid. All the mods will be upgraded. You want to look into like real space and stuff? I don't know. It depends if you care about achievements, which I do, so... But the game can be amazing, especially if you take it a little bit into your own hands and tweak it a bit. Really, really incredible. And if they do a diplomacy update as well, it will be like such an amazing game. Anyway, I don't want to sit around about Stellaris. I guess that's cool for an intro. Does anyone else have anything they majorly want to ask me about before I get distracted by actual gameplay and content and stuff? If you've got anything, please ask me now because, as you know, I'm going to be focusing on the game and people will give me shit for that later, but there you go. Did you recognize when I asked you, would you kindly? You know the game that was from Little Easter Egg Monkey. Are you just joking right now? I mean, obviously Bioshock, but... Are you just like role-playing as like an excited little kid about Bioshock? Do I have a cold? No, I don't have a cold. I'm a bit thirsty though, which is what we're going to solve with coffee. There's so many bad fresh air ellies running around. Well, kill them then. Right now I have winterberry coffee. What's the meaning of life? Your own enjoyment and the fulfillment of others' enjoyment. There you go. There is no formal meaning. We just interpret them to be one. But there is no real meaning. So it's just about enjoying your time. I was talking to one of my brothers about all kinds of things to do with happiness and stuff the other day, and he said he'd read a study. It's so weird to talk about this specific brother in the context of he's been reading studies, by the way. But he had been reading a study, he said, where he'd learned that if you ask, a survey was done where, a survey study, where people were asked on their deathbeds what their greatest regrets were. And nearly everyone said as their greatest regret, they didn't regret things they had done. Very few people on their deathbed would talk about, oh, I regret that I married your mother. Oh, I regret that I had a fight when I was 14. Oh, I regret that, nobody regretted things they had done. Everyone, though, just regretted things they hadn't done. Things that they thought would make them happy, but they didn't take the time to do. And nearly all people at the end of the road, all they regret is missing opportunities. It's not the opportunities they take, it's the opportunities they miss. I think that's kind of interesting. I think that maybe something in that sort of helps you figure out what the meaning of life was, or by the end of the road, what people think they should have dedicated their lives to. The meaning of life, guys, is to become a biogerontologist. Anyone listening to me in chat right now, I want you to become a biogerontologist. These are people who study the effects of aging, dementia, and basically, extend human lifespan. So you therefore dedicate your life to living longer. What could be more noble? I never did it in the end, so somebody go out there and do it for me, please. There you go. That's the meaning of life. Get on it. Get on it, lads. Go. Can we expect a non-Guild Wars 2 Let's Play anytime soon? We will see. Although I realise it's a bit of a dead horse at this stage. Any form of a Living World Season 1. It's not a dead horse. Beat that. Beat that horse, man. Flog it out in public. Spit it in the dev's face. Where is Season 1? Where is Season 1? Where is Season 1? Where is Season 1? Let's do it, guys. Here we go. Where is Season 1? I'll see you guys in a second. This is the amazing bit. Listen to that tempo change. Ready. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're back, baby. We're back. We're ready to suck the day's dick. Okay, so I hope everybody's doing good. We are going to continue the story playthrough here. Let me just get my chat in a place where I can actually read what's going on. Thanks for the couple of subs we just had a second ago there. That's very cool of you guys. Let's actually see who it was as I load it up. Naroji, yeah, congrats, man, congrats. 1 year. Byarkov as well, with Prime, coming and hitting it hard with the Prime. Thank you very much there. We also had Devaplasma earlier, I guess. Actually, that was yesterday. So there you go. Those two of you. Thank you to the both of you. That's so cool of you both. I hope you're all doing good. Time to get angry at chat. WP, because he doesn't read chat. Hey WP, what would be the fastest way to get your masteries in Heart of Thorns? Don't worry about it, mate. You'll get the opportunity to get your masteries once. Why are you trying to rush? Literally, they will deny your ability to get any enjoyment from the system forevermore once you do it the first time. It's extremely easy and quick. Relish in a little bit of progression, yeah? That's fun in games. It's fun, isn't it? So just play the game and enjoy yourself, all right? Seriously, you don't have to worry. And it's a simple answer if you really do want to rush. It's just, you know, run stuff like boosters, right? So yeah, let's get in game here. I'm going to immediately log in on the same tune we were playing yesterday. Jesus, I've logged into so many different characters. Now, I've changed our gear a little bit. We were on the Reaper, okay? I've changed the dies just a little bit. Now, don't be too mad at me, okay? I can tell that you guys are going to criticize. You're going to criticize me? Oh my god, we're crashing. Whoa, Guild Wars 2? Crashing? Whoa! Rest in peace, Guild Wars 2, from logging in on the new patch. I guess you get to look at my ugly mug for a bit longer. I'll tell you what, we need to change the potato. I love this potato. I leave it up way too much, though. Let's move on. Who else have we got? What potato is this again? This is like the proper grumpy one. Oh, the next one's really boring. I don't want to do the next one. Oh, no, the next one's all right. Here you go. It's the Sword and Shield potato. He's very rare. This is a rare potato here. Look at that. Sony Vegas Pro 11 in the background there. 11? And then what's on that other monitor? I don't actually know. We haven't seen this for a long time. What am I? I'm actually... That's Lake Doric. The video I'm editing there, that's the Lake Doric video. That's amazing. God, I need to make some new potatoes. Because the backgrounds are all just so antiquated now to me. But yeah, that's... actually, I'll tell you what. Looking at the background there, I haven't been in that room, in that place for ages. And yet it feels so familiar to me. Which is good. I would otherwise be concerned that I'm getting old and time's moving. You need a potato with a tiny top hat and a monocle. I think we do have one that's a bit like that. I think. To be honest, it's the kind of thing that annoys me though. I don't really like British stereotypes very much. And it sort of winds me up, this whole thing, like, oh, he has a British voice, he needs a top hat and a monocle. I think it's like, I don't know. I've got weird, dumb, obnoxious, like, hang-ups about it. So I sort of don't want to cater to that too much. Like, what about me screams top hat and monocle? Why? Why does a potato need that? It's because I have a British accent. That's literally it. There's nothing about me that's remotely posh or civilized or, well, civilized or, like, rich or wealthy or, like, what? Come on, man. There's nothing. But because I'm British, you want to associate me with a top hat and monocle. Screw it. British because elitist. Am I elitist, am I? Like, class, I'm actually class elitist. It's not in-game elitist. It's literally... I lord over peasants and I have an estate and whatnot. It's from all of that crazy Twitch and YouTube money. Right? You guys got to believe me. You got to believe me. The kind of company I keep, you got to have that sort of stuff going on. You really do. All right, so let's get the audio to a good level. Beautiful. But then again, you don't exactly match any of your other potatoes. One of them I look exactly like. One of these potatoes is exactly me. Hold on, I'll show you which one it is. Where is it? Which one's the me potato? Let me find him. It's this guy. I don't know. There's loads of potatoes that I'd love to be like, this is me. It's this guy. This is me. I cry all the time. It's this guy. This is actually what I look most like. This is me here, with the lipstick going on. And then finally, probably my favorite one to say that I look like is this bad boy. It's this bad boy. There's a little bit of me in all of them. Guy Bry, I think you've nailed it. I think you've nailed it there, Guy Bry. There's a little bit of me in all of them. So we'll just keep on working our way through. This one's a good one as well. We haven't seen this for ages. This is a great one. The side-on angle. The side-on. Weird idea there. It's basically using the potato as a canvas just for a picture instead of making it a face. By the way, top hat and monocle. Already have one. Like I said, there you go. Top hat and monocle. There you go. Already covered that base. Is that really a top hat? Close enough. So, yeah. What were we on? I actually forget which one we were on. It was a weird one. We've lost it now. No, it's Sword and Shield, wasn't it? This guy. There you go. All right, cool. So, a couple of little reminders before we start here, by the way. We do Ecto lotteries. I can't remember if I told you this story, but the winner of the last Ecto lottery, okay, that got a lot of Ectos, was the last person to buy a ticket. Seriously. The last person to join the lottery won the grand prize of the last one. This current lottery is already ongoing. You'll notice on the bottom left, you can win 425 Ectos if you guys participate in it. You can choose how much. It's basically a raffle, okay? We call it a lottery. It actually functions like a raffle. So if you want to get in on that, there's a link there. A reminder as well, if you're not subscribed to Wooden Potatoes 2, if you miss any of my streams, I put all of the VODs up there. I also have a PvP series that's going up there, and I also do guild news and things over there. So there's lots of different videos that go up. One of them is an announcement of a big upcoming guild event that's going to be running next Saturday, so 6 days from now. That you guys, I would really love you guys to check out. So if you're not aware, that's going to be something we're running on the next Saturday stream. You can win big money from it if you're a member of the guild, or anybody can join. You don't have to be a member of the guild, so you can totally go and check that out and join the guild in time to actually come and enjoy that event with us if you'd like. So yeah, it should be very good, and I'll talk more about that soon. But yeah, some big items of news that I haven't talked about for a while. And so yeah, nice gloves that the Char has. Anyone recognize? Yeah, I don't know what those are actually. They look a little bit like the Molten Gauntlets, but they're not, are they? All right, anyway, so look, I re-dyed this character, right? So it's nice gold, yeah, on the metal bits, and everything else is like... I mean, we could take this further, to be honest. We could make her look even better. I'm going to turn off the backpack, though. I don't know why that was unhid. And yeah, this is the... this isn't the weapon you wanted. This is Final Death, right? You wanted the other Doom weapon. You wanted the scythe, the staff. What happened to your character's face? It's just a mask. It's like a... This is the funerary armor. Will you be doing Game of the Day videos outside of the PvP season? As long as I'm still enjoying PvP, sure. All I need is some more developers to challenge me to 1v1s and duels, and it will go on forever. All right, that's what I live for. That's what's important. All right, so yeah. Previously on A Bug in the System, I received a message from Agent Keto suggesting we meet. He informed me that Joko gained control of another surrogate hub, allowing him to continue his invasion of Tyria. I reached out to Tammy for an update on our investigation at the Inquest base at Foreigner. She sounded subdued, which wasn't surprising given her traumatic abduction by Joko. Still, she'd made 2 important discoveries. First, one of the destroyed gates at Foreigner led to a big Inquest base, which was likely the location of Joko's new gate hub. Unfortunately, there was no way to know where that base was located. Second, an old friend of Timey's, a scientist named Blish, was working at the base. Our path forward seemed clear. Find the scientist, and we'd find Joko's gate hub. That's so weird. This appearing on my screen, I thought this was some kind of overlay that I hadn't actually like set up, and it scared me. Our path forward seemed clear. Keto tipped me off to the location of a covert Inquest transport facility. Bram, Rox, and I disguised ourselves as a live specimen delivery convoy to get inside, and I managed to access the facility's resource database. Timey Scientist was assigned to the Inquest's Alonian headquarters, Rata Primus. We attempted to travel to Rata Primus through the facility's surrogate, but a malfunction on the other end forced us to travel to the nearest alternative lab. So we found ourselves in an Inquest lab full of signs of disease research on live subjects, including members of a local tribe of Char. We helped liberate one of these Char before Inquest researchers infected her with a mysterious and deadly disease. The Char's escape triggered a self-destruct sequence. As we hurried to find our way out in time, we battled security forces and discovered a garbled distress message from Blish's brother, Goric. The message confirmed that Jokers awakened were wreaking havoc in the Rata Primus main complex. Or we just stood around and died. As we reached the roof to make our escape, we got our first glimpse of Rataprimus in the distance, a massive floating cube. We jumped from the lab's roof to avoid the lab's self-destruction, but it was clear that we'd have to storm that cube if we had any hope of stopping Joko's invasion of Tyria. A kindness repaid. Botica, who's the Char, they never established that earlier. Botica agreed that the Inquest and the Awakened are threats to her tribe, the Oma clan. She suggested that we speak to the elder tribal leaders and propose a collaboration that will benefit all of us. They introduced us to the Oma clan elders, and we spoke to them about the pressing dangers of the Inquest and the Awakened. While some agreed that the time had come to fight, others believed the better course would be to move the tribe to a safer home. While the elders continued their discussions in private, Bram and Rox explored the village. Rox seemed particularly taken with the Oma clan and their way of life. Meanwhile, I attempted to comfort a few of the cubs who had lost family to the Inquest's brutal experiments. A sudden attack on the village by the Inquest's automated quarantine forces took us all by surprise. Bram and I escorted the cubs to safety and, with Aureen's help, fought to defend the villagers. The real test came with the deployment of the Inquest's colossal exterminator golem. We managed to defeat it, but sadly, one of the elders didn't survive. The village mourned their loss and decided to avenge the elder's death by joining force with us to take on Rataprimus. So yeah, there you go. That's what happened. We returned to our allies and we said, yo, how do we get in there? Bram said, why don't you speak to Aureen? We spoke to Aureen and we realized that our name is Brandon Stark and we can warg into things. So we warged into Aureen and we flew around the cube in a pretty little cutscene. And now we're going to report what we found out from that cutscene back over to our buds. So let's head on over. This Springer looks really fat right now, doesn't it? Jesus. Oh, who am I to judge? Have you seen the Specimen Chamber Champ Farm? It's pretty good. No, I've not played too much of this patch just yet, so I've been doing other things in game, really.
Bad news. It's more than a few Awakened holding out in Rataprimus. They've taken half the territory around it. Plus, there's still plenty of Inquest to worry about. We'll have to soften them up before we move on the main complex. First, we disable their communications tower. Stop the Inquest from coordinating ground attacks like they did here.
I've scouted it. There's a pipe you can follow from the tower to an underground entrance.
Perfect. After that, we'll need to figure out how to deal with the shield around the main complex.
My Char will support you. Any structure you take will hold, so they can't repair it.
I'll stay with the Olmecon, in case the Inquest make another attack.
Good. You too, Bram.
Me? But...
I want you with me when we assault Rataprimus. But for now, the Olmecon need all the help they can get. Besides, I'll attract less attention alone.
You're the commander.
Nature favor us all.
It's really funny because I can imagine Bram really loathing the commander as a female Sylvari. I don't know why. I can just imagine him getting really annoyed by being bossed around by us here. Especially if you think about like the Sylvari connection to Morgemoth and stuff. The devs could have played into that a bit more. But it's funny as well because when I was playing a male Norn, I could also imagine the rivalry really clearly because it's like we're so similar to one another. And we sort of compete on the same terms, and that would be what frustrates him. So it's funny how, like, I can just, like, make those leaps of logic and connections myself because it feels natural to do so. I can do the storytelling in my own imagination for the devs, and it's all sort of like an implicit thing. Something you won't appreciate if all you do is play one character for 5 minutes each patch, and then you log out again till the next one. But yeah, so there you go. By the way, I don't want to be that guy, but you've been pronouncing Olmecon wrong. Just letting you know before you do a video on it and get roasted in the comments. I never really get roasted, I just get petty people pointing it out. Which, yeah, you just became that guy, by the way. Olmecon? Olmecon, let's sit down, guys. Am I saying it right? I'll wait for people to confirm or disconfirm that my pronunciation is correct, because that's what's important. Olmecon? 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 Omicon? Umacon? I'm waiting, chat. It's important. Come on now. Mofongo Jones says, so these Char are Flame Legion. Are they an offshoot of the group that tried to fail to storm Ore back 250 years ago? Are they something else? Yeah, there is a comment, right, that they sort of split off from the Flame Legion. Omicon. Omicon. The thing is, you were saying L instead of H. There's an L in it. There's an L in it. It's literally like the Braham thing again, isn't it? They type a word out for me to say out loud, and then they tell me that most of it you don't pronounce. Yeah, I was saying Oma Clan yesterday. Yes, that is true. I moved the L yesterday. That's true. Old man can. The L is silent. Okay, here we go. The pedantry. Anything else? Is there anything else? Little precise little issues I've made here? Hasn't the role recently been changed that the way that wait, what's this? Hasn't the role recently been that the way that seems wrong is the right way? The way that seems wrong is the right way. Yeah, like Primus as well. I would say Primus, but it's Primus. I meant Broham. That's like saying it's Uden Oeto. It is Uden Oeto. I've been trying to tell you guys this for years. Everyone says my name wrong. It's Uden Oeto. I'm just too polite to be too rude about it. Olololololomacon. Alright, I think I like that one, Matt. I like that one. Ololololomacon. What do you think about waypoint placement in this map? I think getting to events in the southern half are too hard to get to on time. They could have had us smuggling a portable waypoint under the cube in one of the instances if they were worried about waypoint placement lore-wise. I don't think they were necessarily. I don't know. Again, I've not played enough around it. If you think that, then you know, you can be the leader of opinion here, not me. Chololololmacan. Olmacan. I'm gonna go with Olmacan. How comes the Olmacan notice a giant inquest threat only when the commander arrives? What are you talking about? That's not true at all. How can you play this patch and come out with that impression? How can you remotely come out of this patch with that impression? They'd obviously been interacting with and being adopted by and discussing the giant deadly floating cube for presumably months, if not years before our arrival, and that's very clear in the patch, isn't it? At what point did they lose you? I bet the name got inspired by Genghis Khan or the Kubla Khan. The L isn't silent. They conserve L as it comes from Olma, just like with Khan. So it's Olma Khan. Olma Khan. We'll go with that. There we go. I'm done. I'm even boring myself. My petty, like, deliberately grating conversation here is even annoying me. So I'm just going to move on then. All right, so we've got to locate the pipe. The underground lab connected to the comms tower via a pipe. So we get to move to our green starburst. And into the cube we go, guys. Tunnel access Delta. I love the lighting change as we move through. It's so good, isn't it? It just feels really badass. When I actually originally played this patch, I was actually just walking around. I think you might have seen the footage of this, actually. I was just walking around. They had an internal discussion between Primus and Primus. They mentioned it in guild chat. Did they really? Wow, that's kind of cool. You can tell I've been PvPing. I get salty too fast. No, it's really got nothing to do with PvP. The music is great when you go into the cube. Yeah, I feel like I've not been listening to the music enough in this patch. Let's turn the volume up and make sure the interval is low enough. Oh my god, like a valley girl. They're a char. Make it sound cat related. Oh my khan. Oh my god. Oh my khan. Like that. Is that how we say it, guys? Oh my khan. Is that, should I say it like that? Is that out of nowhere every single time? So we got to get through a pipe. Do we follow this pipe? Do we literally go through this pipe? No, surely not. Actually, that's kind of weird. Doesn't it literally tell us to go through a pipe? But we don't really, do we? We just walk in. That never struck me before. So, this is very cool. This is what I'm talking about with the puzzles in this patch. It's really, really awesome. So, we get 3 buttons. If you press a button, it will toggle the state of that button and the ones around it. So, if I press the middle button, it turns the middle on, and it affects the ones next to it. So it turns this one off and this one on, right? So watch it again. I press the middle button, and it flips everything. So just to demonstrate here, if I press this button, this one will go on, this one will go off. Okay, so like that. So now we know how this works, and through logic, pure Vulcan logic, we can do these puzzles, okay? So we're going to press this to turn these 2 off. Then we come to the right and press this. Oh, most logical. We're playing that game, that like 4D chess game that they play.
Welcome, crew members, to another bright day in Lab Alpha 19, creating yesterday's tomorrows today.
I love this audio. It's so futuristic and silly. Right, so if we press this one, oh god, we're in a fight. Silly researcher. You don't realize I've beaten Doom, the final death. You can't deal with me. Okay, so if we press this, we turn them all off. Yeah? So then if we come to this edge, we turn that half on. If we come to this edge, we turn that off. It's like so easy. It's good. I like easy puzzles. It makes me feel smart. And I don't have to dedicate too long to learning nothing.
Enhanced by the unique hive mind abilities of Salvatore's minions.
What? They're hive mind? I wonder if that ability is something Kralkatorok absorbed after Mordremoth's death. Some piece of its magical nature?
Maybe, Timey. Maybe. I guess our commander doesn't deem to respond. All right, so we got to do this one as efficiently as possible. So this one's a little bit more complicated. All right. So if we press the middle one, we get these two. Then we can turn them off. And let's try it this way. Oh, I don't know. Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. We're holding. So if we want to shift this one, I did this one really quickly before. If we do it like that, we get that to the edge, right? Oh, but we needed to preemptively. We needed to preempt that. So hold on, let's go back a little bit. Let's go back here. Okay. Oh god, no, I totally ballsed up now. I'm 10 and I solved this in 1 minute. I did this instantly last time. I literally did it in like 2 moves. This time on stream, it's all falling apart. It's all falling apart, guys. So now we can do that, right? And then we can do that. And then that. Alright, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm sort of spamming buttons here. There we go. There we go. We got it. No, we don't got it. We don't got it. How did I do this so fast before? We're missing one. We need to take it to the edge and then press it. If you press the buttons like 20 to 30 times and still don't succeed, your character just kicks the console and breaks it. Really? That's amazing. Is that actually true? I mean, this was literally like, you can watch the footage of me. There we go. We fixed it. I was going to sneakily go back to my YouTube video and try and make myself look smart. I want to fail it now. I want to see the, what happens if you just kick the panel open. That's badass. When you've ascended beyond IQ. Yeah, I know.
Fast, efficient, reliable. We are the future of communications.
So look at these poor Forgotten. Look at this. Branded Forgotten being subjected to inquest research. Unbelievable. So...
Of all the preposterous ideas, must have been those grunting halfwits in marketing. Or finance. Doesn't matter now, the data's in. Ugh, we'd get better connectivity using carrier pigeons. Kiss our funding goodbye. Funding? Best case, we're fired. Worst case, we get fed to the carnivorous chickens in Lab 6.
Wait, did I hear about Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 remasters coming to Steam for free? No, I didn't. What do you mean remasters? 1, 3, and 4? What? No 2? Oh, no, Dossie's talking about something different. Oh, Dossie's literally just given us the solution. No, I want to figure it out. Oh, but you've ruined it now, because now I know. All right, let's just try the Dossie method. Ready? 1.
Hey, the experiment's running. Did you do something? Not me.
3. Yeah, this looks like it's going to work. 3.
Keep your voice down.
And 4. He's ruined it, guys. He's ruined it. Wait, no, that didn't work. Oh, yeah, it did work. There you go. Oh my god, I got an achievement. Solve the comms lab hive mind experiment in only 3 steps. What happens if I fail that? Wow, you gave me an achievement for that. This didn't take me very long last time either, but certainly more than 3 steps. This one's the easiest. Yeah, I mean, you know the logic of it eventually, right? And it seems slightly different. So these buttons make the branded hit the thing, but it's the same. So Dusty has a 500 IQ. Damn. Damn, this 500 IQ. Tell me about this Tomb Raider thing. What is that? Are they going to use the hive mind for communications, internet? Yeah, I know, right? Right? It's so good. It's very, very exciting. You can link the article, read it tomorrow, this morning. You're not a sub, right? Oh, you are a sub. You're a Twitch Prime sub. Yeah, you should be able to then, right? I'm pretty sure. If that means you're a sub. That's super cool. Go for it.
Tommy, I found the control panel.
Before you shut it down, maybe we should check if they logged Gorik's distress call.
Uh-oh. Gorik?
If you can hear me, Brother and I are trapped in the lab, main complex. Won't be long. The Awakened find it. Or work. Get their hands on it. Where is everyone? Honestly, I'm beginning. You're all ignoring me. I'm sorry. Just please. If you hear me, send help.
That's Gorik. Still weird. But Commander, you gotta help him and Blish. They're not bad people, I swear. I don't know why they're working with the inquest.
I'll do what I can, Tommy. I promise.
That's an interesting thought, Cossage, that Jormag is already a great manipulator of people's minds. Like, I get the idea, like, with the Ice Brood and whatnot, that... I still very distinctly remember, like, the opening of Edge of Destiny discusses, like, the idea of a ton of Norn going off to fight the dragon and just getting corrupted and coming back as evil people. It's a really interesting, like, quite bluntly described side of Jormag that's not really explored too much, I guess. But, I mean, like, the Sons of Svanir are a very interesting faction. So, yeah, the idea of him getting hive mind capabilities or whatever, maybe to some extent he already does. It's an interesting thought that wouldn't have occurred to me. So, yeah, we got the post. Hold on. Need to read this. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Rock, paper, shotgun. Tomb Raider games are getting free remasters. You guys have got no idea about this, really, about me, probably, most of you. But, I watch a lot of Tomb Raider. Gen 1, this is Gen 1 Tomb Raider here. So, like, early 90s Tomb Raider. I watch a ton of streams. I follow a ton of streamers who speedrun this game and sort of do various challenge playthroughs. I adore these games. I really do. Even here in 2017, 2018, that's sort of my jam. So, the fact that there's a remaster, I've got to see what these guys are talking about because the streamers must be really excited. They're not changing the mechanics, right? It's just graphical, is it? With a new film about to hit theaters, the world is ripe for some nostalgia. The first 3 games are getting made up real pretty, and they'll be free. As long as the mechanics of it are exactly the same, the speedrun community is going to adore this. They'll be based on the new mobile versions, will support open VR, will get a new 3D engine, and will be free. Got that? Realtek has made remasters that require DOS versions of each game. Realtek is known for making demos and mobile ports, so this seems both in their wheelhouse, but also very new territory for that team. Oh man. Check out the latest videos from the team here with a promise there'll be a Tomb Raider 3 reveal in the coming months. I'm going to mute the video and just click through it. I know you guys can't see, and we're here to talk about Guild Wars, so... Oh, it looks really strange. It looks really strange. This is actually quite mind-blowing. I've got to watch some more of these streams, because I've been out of the loop a little bit lately. And by lately, I mean like the past month. So I wonder what people are saying about this. As long as it interacts exactly the same as they used to. It looks incredible, though. That's so cool. Ooh, I hate the menu. Ooh. What have they done to the inventory screen? Oh, some of it looks nasty and gross. Some of it looks really horrible. But some of it also looks really good. Man, it's kind of one of those things where it's like you tamper with someone's nostalgia and it's a dangerous thing to do. But yeah, that's crazy. Sorry, anyway, interesting detail. Jimmy says, you're the reason I got super into the Tomb Raider games and showed me how great they can be. The new ones or the old ones? Because on my channel, I've only ever played the new ones, really. The old ones are more of a private thing for me. So we get to open this chest and get a ton of things out of it. That's lovely. So, accessing power management control panel. Ready. Set power level. Let's lower the power level. Power level set. Well, that didn't do anything. Let's set it to normal. Power level set. Well, that didn't do anything. Let's times it by 10, baby. Warning, maximum setting may cause damage to equipment. I love this, right? They gave us some options here. Like, I can imagine over-design culling stuff like this away from the game. It's like, well, why are we doing this? It doesn't add anything to the gameplay. But, like, they leave it there. I think it's important. You just need little things like this. Just, you know, let people fiddle around a little bit. I like it. I really like it. I think it's actually a sign of really intelligent and sort of, like, understanding the product quite well to just leave, like, nonsense like that in. I think it's cool. So, 10,000. Sorry, or 1,000. Let's go, baby.
Communications array deactivated.
Array has been destroyed. Sorry, I was drinking a little bit of coffee there. I thought there was going to be a bit more dialogue and there ended up not being. So you have it. I didn't really talk about the whole Blish thing. Let's scroll back up here. Hey WP, can I have a question? Someone says. Sure. In game. Scrolling up. Sorry, chat is too active. Can you can it be a dead game, please? Can we stop typing? Because it's throwing off my ability to present the content to you. If anyone can hear me, brother and I are trapped, main complex. Where is everyone? So I felt like they went a bit far with the whole, oh, let's not say Scarab Plague. Like, they do it too much probably in this match, but yeah, okay. Thanks, Gorik's still weird. So Gorik's still weird, apparently. I don't see him sounding very weird there, but there you have it. Maybe she has a crush. And there you go. Okay, so cool. We learned a little bit more about him. Great stuff. Let's move on in. Maintenance port. Guild chat really showed that Jessica Price understands there needs to be consistency between episodes, whereas Living World Season 3 seems to not be hugely connected.
Commander, Saida here. We're still a ways out, but we've got our first look at Rada Primus off the port back.
You don't sound thrilled.
I prefer to fight with an unfair advantage. This doesn't look to be one of those fights. The central part's rigged with some kind of shield linked to 3 other structures. They're west, south, and southeast from the cube.
Probably where they house the shield generators.
Long as that shield's up, I won't be able to get my ship anywhere close.
Understood. I'll take care of it. Commander out.
Alright, so we get 3 objectives. We get a choice of which way to go. Yeah, it sounds like this guild chat was really good, actually. It sounds like it was really good. I loved one of the earlier ones as well that they did. I want to see some of these insights. I want to see what they're talking about. Oh, the random airship. Marjorie, is that you? Okay, so, yeah, this is very Star Wars. I guess, actually, yeah, the idea of, like, flying along the side of this, finding that trench. Thanks very much for the sub, Nexitar. That's badass of you. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. I see you're about to play Star Wars the MMO. Destroy the shield generators so that the ship can get to the Death Star. Yeah, right, exactly. All right, let's move on. We'll go with the skimmer. This would be a great time to do the Griffin as well, but I guess we'll take a more leisurely approach. Kind of a stupid question, but I still did not yet figure out how the decay works. Is it 72 hours? PvP decay, I guess probably, yeah. I don't know, something like that? Maybe it's 2 days, actually. Doesn't you start decaying in 2 days? I'm not sure. This is the person in-game who's asking me this. I don't even know if they're watching the stream, so... I'll leave it there, I guess. All right, so south we go. So, yeah, here's the new mastery. We heal. We use Bond of Life. But if we die now, we, like, fully die. So we have to be careful. Is it 72? Okay, there you go. I don't even know. There has not been 3 days where I've not PvP'd this entire... Since Season 9 and 10, I've not gone a 3-day burst. So, okay, we'll do Fat Reaper damage to Seneb the Desecrated. Oh, come on. Oh, I missed it. I missed it. We had slow on us, which actually was kind of helping a little bit there. What's this AoE I've got on me? I'm toxic. Bug breath. Apply stacks of poison and infects nearby allies. Oh, there's like a spreading infection thing. Dude, that's cool. I want to see like a fractal. Oh, I wonder if they'll do a fractal instability that is this. That makes so much sense, right? People would hate it. It'd be like another version of social awkwardness, but an interesting interaction. Maybe it wouldn't be an instability. Maybe it would be like a just a mechanic in a new upcoming thing. So what do we think? How do we feel, by the way, guys? So I'm gonna just, while we fight this guy and we do some generic stuff, I guess I could go for the break bar. I need to heal. I keep getting my heal interrupted. All this slows insane. We're still in it, just about. Let's get more wells down. More life steal on the wells. Oh no, we don't have any life steal on the wells anymore because of the blood. Go. Didn't realize people were actually struggling this much. Break the bar. Nope. We can rally on this guy. When last patch came out, it was a triple release. Triple release, baby. Pretty goddamn exciting. Come on, is anyone else doing anything? Oh my god. I'm not going to fear him. I need this stab. I actually really need this stab. Let's opt with it. No, that's too far away now, so... No, that's not going to hit me. Come on, please. Let me use a skill. Why are we resing a defeated player? Why are we... Ugh. It's okay. It's not Conquest. It's PvE. Everything is easy in PvE. There we go. We break combat. Never mind. We're in combat. It's okay. We had the triple release. The devs said that they were going to try and get more raids content out quicker at a faster pace than they did last year. All right? So, what are we thinking? Do you think they're going to leapfrog releases for raids? Do you think the next release is going to be another wing? And the same for fractals as well. Do you think next release is going to be another new fractal? Because that would mean next release, because in some ways we might be led to believe that. But then that means that we're actually expecting another triple release for episode 3. What do you guys think about that? There we go. We get a bounty. Good. Thank you. Do these bounties give us elegy mosaics as well? I can't see any. We've got diafluorite crystals. All the loots. All the loots. Alright, thank you. Yeah, you think next episode will come with a raid and maybe a new PvP map? 9 months, so episode 4. You think it'll be at 9-month intervals for raids? That doesn't sound like it's quicker releases to me. That doesn't sound like any kind of an attempt to speed things up, does it? Yeah, I know, Hamato. I don't like the triple releases either. I really don't. But that's more from a content creator standpoint. I'm surprised to hear you as a player don't like the triple releases. I know that we've talked before that you were like, you don't like all your friends split across different things, and you sort of feel punished for picking fractals first when everyone else wants to raid first, or this first, or whatever. And I sort of get that. I think they should do triple releases. They should just stagger them 1 week apart. That would be so strong to just stagger them 1 week apart. Can you imagine that? Let's contextualize that within this release, okay? I don't know about you guys, but I still feel like a bug in the system just came out. I've still got a ton to learn about the bug in the system. This came out on Tuesday. It's Sunday already. So if they had it a staggered thing, that would mean in 3 days, a fractal's about to come out. And then before we know it, it would be a raid's coming out. Like, that would really keep people, it would start to get people to keep Guild Wars in their schedules as like a consistent game, instead of a let's zerg back for fair weather once every 3 months game. I think it would be really, really good. That's all they got to do for a triple release. It fixes all the problems with it. Your content creators can keep up. Your players who like to do everything don't feel overwhelmed. And you get, like, people more scheduled into playing the game. Just stagger it. 1 week stagger. So, we got to enter this lab. I don't want to go through the portal. I think we need to go down to the ground to do this. You do hope we get a new raid next episode? I feel like a year and a half for one raid is pretty long. Sorry, just half a year for one raid. Yeah, me too. I do. I feel like 6 months is like pushing it.
A friendly reminder from the
And I'm not even really a raider
administration,
anymore.
rumors of invading forces in the area are false. Your lab is entirely safe. Please continue testing and back up all data on central consoles in case of unexpected events. Keep up the good work, and remember, we care.
And the thing is as well, the underworld, like I showed, I've done that video series now. It's really, I've used this term every time, and I'm sorry if people are bored of me doing it, but it's thin on the ground. You know, there's not actually as much there. They went, like, mental with Bastion. Bastion is the single best single individual content release they've ever done. They were mental. There's loads of stuff layered into Bastion. That dark room with all the voices, all the little branching bits of dialogue, all the little interactables and things between the battles. The battles themselves are all pretty interesting. Maybe not balanced perfectly, maybe all generally a little bit too easy. But, like, there's so much in Bastion. All the art and sound and things that went into it. By comparison, Underworld's like nothing. By comparison to any other wing, Underworld's nothing. It doesn't compare to Wing 1 with the more extensive side things and the achievements where you go find all the notes around in the area and all the intrigue about the dialogue changes and stuff. It doesn't compared to the start of the Forsaken Thicket, not the middle of the Forsaken Thicket, not the final wing with all that stuff around the underwater lake and Zera and whatever. It doesn't compare to Bastion. It's thin on the ground. So I wonder if them doing that is them seeing if it's okay to do a much more minimal raid wing release, thus meaning they can get them out quicker. And yet here we are, episode 2, they didn't do it, so maybe episode 3, right? So, Kelko. Second time this month, Repper's been written up for security violations. First time failing to report, lost his lost data pad, now letting in uncleared personnel. Keep an eye on him. Flop. All systems clear, new protocols online. Don't forget to reset personnel authentications this week. Wait, who's you talking about? Repper. So Repper's log is, how are we supposed to remember our passwords if we have to set new ones all the time? Password reminder? Smarter than you. Got the password. To work in an office again. It's okay, guys. You've got to tape it to a little piece of paper under your keyboard. There you go, sorted. It's not a security risk. It's not a violation at all. All right, so let's go into the ley line. I do not like this at all. it's me being a purist and stuff, but again, I think the mastery system is failing to deliver in all angles, and the fact that they give every single random Path of Fire player without the ability to glide or leyline gliding or anything, the ability to now interact with ley lines, I think is an utter slap in the face to the attempts of that system. Maybe they've just decided at this point, fuck it, we failed anyway, let's just, you know, there's no point kicking the dead horse again. So there's no harm in kicking the dead horse again. We already killed it a while ago. So maybe that's why they don't care about doing the leyline gliding here without needing leyline gliding, but I think it's stupid.
Suspicious. It makes sense that the Awakened would want to control the ground labs to support their forces in the main complex. What if management knew we were in danger all along, but wanted us to keep working until...
Are you suggesting our overlords are nothing but cold, calculating slave drivers who would squander the lives of valued personnel for the sake of a few extra bits of data?
I'm being naive again, aren't I?
It's not a ley line. It's not a standard ley line. Come on, guys. A slight recoloration or whatever. It's volatile magic or whatever. Like, come on. Come on, seriously. Let's be real. The experience they're delivering was gated behind a mastery, and now they don't gate it behind the mastery at all. I suppose at some point, yeah, like I say, you know, they ebbed away at that anyway with stuff like the Griffin in the first place, but whatever. Yeah, I can even see where those guys were. I love that dialogue. Because they are calculated slave drivers, obviously. Very tongue-in-cheek. Lab is in lockdown. Password override is required. What is the password? Well, we just found that out, didn't we? Look how strong Reaper is. It's obscene. Smarter than you. Correct. Very nice. So we jump in. Oh, sorry. Wait, how do I get in it? After I've just ranted about it, it's not even working. What am I missing here? What have I messed up? Oh, maybe... Oh, here we go. We press F on the lay buoyancy charge dispenser first. And now we get this. The lay burst damages and stuns nearby enemies. And we can go into these now, right? Isn't that the way? The elevator's broken. And now we can go in it? There you go. So this takes us to... This is our ultimate goal. We need to get into that room.
No, please.
So these guys are scared. We don't even get the option to kill these ones. So this room I actually got a little bit lost in before. What we need to do is that's the first one. Don't we now jump into this one over here? Maybe? Shit, I missed it. We can even glide out. Let's try this one here. Do we go into this one now? I think it takes us into the top of the room. Oh, moving just past the goop. Gently now. Gently. Steady. Steady. Easy goes. Easy. Easy. Oh, we can interact with something under that. What could we interact with there? That was weird. Alright, so now we're up here on this ledge. And again, by the way, they've disabled mounts and gliding here. And yeah, so now... Oh, wait, no, we're just up at the door. That's not right. That's not right. I've messed something up here. You have to go back into the password room. Alright, hold on. Let's... Also, what was this we could interact with? It was under this pipe, wasn't it? I don't know. I don't know what I saw there. Alright, back into the password room. So the password room was down... here? Question mark? Was this where we got the password from? Let's try this one. Yeah, here we go. So here's the maintenance door control up here. Okay, so there we go. Now that we've got a buoyancy, we can pull this door down. And that's the other door. When we originally played this, we were wondering if this was going to be on a timer. And you got to get through there really quickly. But yeah, so we press that. No, I don't want to be in that one. Then we come back through. And how do you guys feel about this? Is anyone frustrated as they play this part of the patch that they can't mount, that they can't glide? Does anyone get annoyed? Does it feel really frustrating? To me, I love it. I don't feel remotely frustrated. I actually really enjoy just sort of getting some more classic Guild Wars like gameplay. But I don't know. I wonder whether... I sort of get scared that the community's at like this very frail, volatile point where the slightest deviation from the crazy power creep movement will cause them to flip the hell out. So I wonder actually, is anyone in chat like, oh yeah, I hated this room, this was the worst bit of the patch? How dare you take... I wonder if anyone actually felt that way. I felt it was necessary to not cheese the puzzle. Who was debated? No, people don't care. You didn't even notice you couldn't mount. Well, that's like the dream really, isn't it? Alright, now we come up here.
drivers who would squander the lives of valued personnel for
Right?
the sake of a
Question
few
mark?
extra bits of data.
Yeah, there we go. So now the door's down, and we can knock out the generator.
Shield capacity at 66%.
So there we have it. So by the way, there's another button here to turn the door back on from the inside. Why would I want to do this? Is there any reason to do that? I actually don't know. Like, is it just, is it a bit like before where they just give you things to interact with? Just because it feels natural that you should be able to interact with it, but it doesn't actually have any meaning. By the way, you'll notice like phasing is going on here as well, right? Like some people have got the door open, other people's haven't, but it's all client side. I don't get why we're given the option either. Yeah, Costage asked the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they did it either. It's not that I dislike it. I just want to know that I'm not missing out on something. Maybe if you DC inside the door resets. Yeah, that makes sense. And look, more phasing. Look at this. Look at what they're doing. It's so good. So the Omicron, the Omicron come in and yeah, they hold the place as they said they would. They weren't there earlier, but now they are. So we get to go to do some of the other labs. The lab we just did there is my least favorite. The other two are really interesting. You're a polite person, you only mount indoors. It's sort of like, it reminds me of Amnoon, right? At Amnoon, there's all these like signs around that depict mounts, raptors and things, and they got red crosses over them, which suggests that maybe in early development or something, they were thinking about like, they would designate areas of the city that you shouldn't be able to mount, but then they chickened out of it because they were like, well, we just gave you a mount and now we're suddenly giving you areas where you can't have it anymore, so that feels bad, let's not do it, we don't want. Which I would disagree with if those meetings happened and that's how they decided, but you know, they're the devs, they've actually experienced it, they know whether it's better or worse. But that's sort of what it feels like, right? So they left the signs there and you can you can choose to dismount, you can, like, for RP purposes, but the game doesn't force you to dismount. And yet here now they've decided, yeah, we'll force you to dismount. And I wonder whether that's like a scary, dangerous thing. So next base.
Attention crew. 87 days have elapsed with no reported lab accidents or security issues. The administration congratulates you on putting safety first. As always, direct any safety issues or emergencies to... Keep up the good work, and remember, we care.
I hate what the music's doing right now. Procking the combat music after I've killed an Awakened that was not a remote threat. Annoying. Anyway, yeah, so they say, congratulations, no reported issues for 87 days. It's because the entire thing has been destroyed for 87 days. Helps us to pinpoint that exact time. I just reminded myself as well because I saw my mini. This guy, as we were told on the previous stream, apparently... barely anyone in Guild Wars 2 has. So we're gonna rep this guy. Look at this. Oh, the rarity, guys. This is my new mini Karka. So rare. And we're color scheme matched. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that Fashion Wars. There's blue, yellow, and white on that. And we have blue, yellow, and white on us. This was totally planned. Look at that. It's right. You don't have to be jealous. Just buy some Black Line keys, and you too might get it from a wardrobe unlocker. Commission link for Black Line keys in the description. No. Top stuff. Top stuff. Yeah, the Karka was a very rare mini for years that I used to rep. Nowadays it's worth nothing because they invalidated the economy again, but... so rare, top hat and monocle. Okay, alright, I'm starting to see a little bit. So this is the portal base. Right, so we have to do some other, like, 500 IQ plays, guys. Are we ready? We need to activate all 4 door controls to get through the door at the entrance up that ramp. But in order to pull that off, we have to get to the platforms. To get to the platforms, we need to create portals. So if we press this blue button with the arrow, we create a blue portal, which currently doesn't work because it's the only one. But if we press this red button, we'll create a red portal. Not only will we create a red portal, but we will rotate where the gun is aiming in the center of the room. I think there's a lot of cool little aspects of the design here as well, by the way, in that, like, they don't have some, like, long convoluted session where they sit down and explain how everything works. They just let you fiddle and naturally learn how it works on your own. They're confident that you aren't, like, a 3-year-old and you'll actually figure out the logic behind it, and I like that stuff like that. I think it's good. So we can now hit the blue portal when we come out the red one. And look, they've even got a cool, like, animation there. Look at how good that is. That's like a Looney Tunes style thing. That's so good, actually, isn't it? Oh, man. All right, so now we're up on this, and we can hit the door control up here. Voila. Not only do we get the door control up here, but we also get another button. So this will rotate the gun and fire another blue portal. So the blue portal was there. Now it's over there. Yeah? So now that the blue portal's over there, if we come back down... we can rotate the gun with the red portal, and we can fire a red portal over there. And then if we do it again, we've broken it. It doesn't work, does it? All right, so we've messed that up a little bit. So let's have a red portal over there. Again, this is 500 IQ plays. I don't actually know. So we'll create a blue portal here. There we go. That's fine. So voila, we hit this door control. So now this is the last platform we need. All right. This just turns it however we want it to be turned. So that's interesting. Now, you can only go in a blue portal, by the way. You can only go in a blue portal. So, we have to get this right. Oh, wait, hold on. So, wait, this creates blue as well at the moment. What? No, that creates red. All right, so hold on. Let me try something. So, if we turn this... red is going to flip it twice, right? Oh, we've got it. Right? So all we have to do is press this once. It will spin, red. Oh, genius. Oh, that feels good. I actually spent a long time in this room last time. Look at that. Look at that, learning. And who says that you can't learn things after a certain age? Boom. Sharp as a rock, baby. The logic. You broke it with some jumping and gliding because my IQ is not high enough. I was actually tempted to try and break it as well myself. I'm surprised to hear that you actually could in the end. You just made your own portals for other people? Oh, that's lame.
Oh, please don't kill me.
Please don't kill you. Don't worry, you're behind a force field. You'll be perfectly safe. This, okay, I don't know about you guys. Those who watch my Final Fantasy X LP, this reminds me of the Bevel Cloister of Chamber of Cloisters. Something about the glyphs and the things. You can just imagine standing on a platform sliding around here, right? Can't you? I can anyway. It makes me think of that Chamber of Cloisters. Very well. This part of lab annoyed you? Well, I don't even have any memories of this part of the lab, so I don't know what's annoyed about it. Let's kill all the stuffs. And we break the thing.
Shield capacity at 33%.
And we escape. What's annoying about that? I don't understand. We'll see the Omicron. There's earth elementals and things down there. I want to see the Omicron, like, come in, actually, though, and defend it. Maybe they got some dialogue. Well, whatever. We'll just keep going. He's branded scary. You like the button puzzle? I think all the puzzles are really good. The ones I got stuck on for a while, the ones that I did almost instantly, and it made me feel like a genius. That's, you know, that's good stuff. And I think that the devs are learning some stuff here as well, like some ways to make the patches feel really fun by padding out the gameplay with a few puzzles and a few things. I think at the point where they've made enough different puzzles that they can start using old ones again, but it doesn't feel tacky or cheap because it's been so long since we've tried the format out. I think by the time they can do that, they can start really efficiently creating story releases as well, because it's sort of already made ground. They can borrow old code and things. I think, and I'm not saying they should do that too much in abundance, but I think that would be a really, really useful moment, a good break point for them to get to. Like, I can imagine maybe, you know, Season 3, that Asura Gate calibration puzzle we did when we first went to Ember Bay, all those releases ago. I see no reason why this patch couldn't have had that in here somewhere. Same format, just, you know, slightly different parameters around it, so the puzzle's slightly different, but the same format nonetheless. They could have done that. Sure, like, nobody's going to be peeved off or upset with that, or for the stack. It's been so long since we did it, and they only utilized it once. So instead of having to make this bespoke stuff every single time and do all the bug fixing and whatever for it, they will hit a break point where they can start being really efficient about what they make. And I think that could be really good for the game, because it can mean more puzzles, lengthier patches, higher quality overall patches, when they can supplement the stuff, you know. What skin is this? I think this is the spooky skimmer, the very first, like, ones that they added, and I've just dyed it sort of a horrendous sort of pink, magenta, sort of scarlet, whatever.
Greetings, Lab Alpha 22. The administration is pleased with your findings. The ability of Kralkatorik's lieutenants to brand the dead suggests many promising applications. Keep up the good work, and remember, we care.
Branding the dead? Sounds like Zaitan. More evidence of new abilities after absorbing dragon magic.
I love this. So this is what the final cutscene hinted at of Path of Fire. I really think that the devs need to smash the community over the head with that information. Because if that is like, as far as I can tell, an extremely important facet of the Elder Dragon story going forwards. So they proper need to like get an ore and like beat you senselessly with it. So I'm glad that Timey does that. Every opportunity they can, remind the community that this is what's going on. Because I think a lot of people with only a very vague understanding of the plot need to understand that very clearly now. So yeah. WP, how do you feel like the boss is covering 95% of the ground in AoEs? I haven't really played, so I can't comment on it. I did see that Reddit thread. Maybe the people were right to whinge about it. But, like, looking at the comments, I can already see it was sort of a silly thing. Because they screenshot the one frame where there's billions of AoEs. And they're like, how are you supposed to move out of that? Even with 1,000,000 dodges, you wouldn't be able to move out of all of this. And it's like, you don't need 1,000,000 dodges. Yes, it's all over the thing. But if that only exists for 1 second in time, then you just have to dodge at the right moment. It's not about dodging to move away from the AoEs. How long have you been playing this game? You just dodge the moment that the animation ends and the red rings tell you that you got to get the right timing of it. You don't need to dodge. Just because you see 1,000,000 red rings around you doesn't mean you need 1,000,000 dodges to individually walk into every single one. But the hive mind was upvoting comments of that sentiment madly, which frustrated me, but I haven't seen. For all I know, it's crazy red rings permanently all the time, all over the place, and it's like really fun. Sorry, not fun. It's really unfun to play around. In which case, fun. Maybe they got a point. I don't know yet, so I'm not gonna throw my hat in the ring on that.
Wait. So we make corpses, brand corpses, then burn them here?
Yes, and evaluate their neurological output the moment before immolation.
Oh, I thought we were just roasting Brandon for fun.
That's kind of funny. Sorry, I didn't see that on Reddit. I'm just not a fan as a solo player. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to comment on it because I could be wrong. Maybe it's terrible. Maybe the fact... this chat, if you ask Twitch chat now, they'll give you a better answer. You'll understand more whether it really is that bad. From what I've seen of what I've played and what I've seen on stream so far, I've had absolutely no problem with it. It's part of the course. It's PvE. What are you expecting? Like, you want good combat, go to areas of the game that offer you good combat. But hey. This is very cool. So, you remember the conveyor belt from before? We get to go on the conveyor belt! It's so good. Look at all the dead cadavers that they're moving in here. So, if we run into these platforms, we will actually stand on the platforms, right? They actually work. Look how good this is. We're being deloused, guys. Can we speak to that researcher? No, we can't. And you can sort of jump over them as well. So, look at this. Oh, it's so good. And we get to just sort of see some fun stuff as we move by. Here's a horrible branded creature breathing fire on us. Ow, owies. We can go... Can we go in there? Oh, no, it's a force field, obviously, right? It's a force field. Ow, all right, bro. All right, all right, all right. Oh, there's a branded devourer alive on this. So, yeah, what we're watching here, right, is dead devourers becoming branded devourers as they move past this Kralkatoric minion. Look at this. And what creature did we see at the end of the Path of Fire that became... We saw this, literally. The end of Path of Fire cutscene showed a defeated devourer becoming... Oh, we just got Crystal Cracker achievement. We saw this. So how cool is that? Again, beat me on the head with it. Beat it. Smash me. More. Moving platforms 1999 technology for Guild Wars? Certainly not.
I am dead.
So yeah, and then obviously we don't want to get incinerated in the fire there. I love the idea they just have a conveyor belt. This is very like Insomniac to me. It's very, very cool. All right. Where did they get so many devourers? Well, as a necro, you can summon undead ones, right? So the fiend is basically one. So maybe they just have a necromancer constantly summoning. Trust me, guys. So now we have to do the opposite, right? You could stand on it and it will bring you in, but you don't want to do that. So you've got to jump over these. This does feel a bit floaty, and you can tell it's a bit hacky with however they've accomplished this. But if you play very slow and precise, it can feel okay. So yeah, the laser beam. Now we've got to get past the laser beam. And the best way to do this is to not even stand on the panels. Shit, I've messed this up here. They're going to knock me all the way back. We got to do it like all in one big sit in here. So, go. This is going to be bad. I think I've probably messed the timing up here. Go, go, go. What, last one? No! Come on! We were so close. Does stab stop me getting knocked back? No, stab doesn't even save you here. Come on! What the hell? It hasn't turned up. We're going to have to wait. They're really punishing with the timing here. We have to wait for the perfect moment. You can't be, like, fighting against the momentum of a previous panel when the first one goes off. So there we go. We'll turn that one off. Yeah. I think what feels weird about it is when you're on a panel, you expect, like, to be able to jump while you're on a panel. So, and you would lose your inertia, but you don't lose your inertia. There we go. That one's off. Good. Last one. Go, go, go. Okay, good. All right, we make it. I really like this. I thought this was very cool. If you don't sort of understand the logic of how the engine works, I can imagine this being really frustrating. Don't get me wrong. And maybe that's what someone was complaining about in Twitch chat a second ago. But I don't know. I feel like I got it pretty quick. And it's fun. It's just a different experience, isn't it? Sometimes you just need to give people something fresh.
0%. Warning, critical failure. Consider deploying active measures.
I see the shield is down. Nicely done, Commander. And just in time, we're making our approach.
Perfect. I'll meet you at the Olmecon village. We'll want their help to make our move on Rata Primus.
Permission to board. Granted.
Oh, baby. You apparently can just stand on the side, really, can you? That's funny. People finding all these ways to cheese these. Why? And again, it's not like this is the final boss. This is a mechanic we have to deal with for like some grueling, enormous thing. It's just, you know, a bit of flavor between big story beats. So again, I think it's fine. It's not just fine, it's cool. I like it.
Don't worry. We'll keep the invaders away. You go ahead.
Look at you, Bunny. It can't look. We have it completely locked down in there.
I know, which is why it's freaking me out that it looked at me funny.
So there's the women. I think that was just dialogue we could have heard earlier. So there you go. Rav says, I got knocked into the side and then I was not hit afterwards. That's funny, dude. Now that we've had the Underworld and Masat-based raids, what would you like to see next? I actually want to see gating crystals and the Underworld stuff be expanded. I want the Desmina thing, like, she's, you know, she's this sort of shady ruler of the Underworld now. Maybe they can explore that more. So I'd like to stay in the Underworld, actually. I think that there's tons more places. We've only basically been around the periphery of the Hall of Judgment. That's like nothing, guys. There's nothing. There's so much more to the Underworld. I want to go back to the Chaos Plains. I want to visit these places. The Domain of Anguish as well is a really interesting idea for a setting. Just basically lots of places in the mists. As they were a lot of the end game in the original game, so, you know, treat them the same. Treat these legacy locations as the same thing. In Path of Fire, they were really flippant about dealing with the site of Abaddon's defeat and the portal and all that stuff. But they have a hint that Balthazar is staging forces and they're coming out of there. So, I mean, I see a lot of opportunity. I want the Titans. I think Titans are a perfect raid-related subject material because in the lore and the story, they're like these ultimate, incredibly destructive beings. That's the perfect kind of story and boss that you can deliver through a raid. And there's precedent for that. I think that could be so good. And not just necessarily Isgaren and Garenhof. We're at a point now, because of Path of Fire, where we could go to the Foundry of Failed Creations itself. So I actually think, you know, they could do an arc of raid wings that's like Underworld story and continuing Underworld story, and then sort of close that chapter down, and then introduce another set of raid wings with another new thing, not magnetite shards, not gating crystals, another one down the line, where it's an arc of wings that deal with Titan creation and construction. Maybe it starts with Isgaren at Garenhof and all that stuff to do with the Cult of Veritar and blah, blah, blah. And then when we learn and we interact with our first Titan, we then go to the Fissure of Woe. Not the Fissure of Woe, sorry, the Domain of Anguish, and the Foundry of Failed Creations. We go there for like some of the other wings in that arc. I think that would be amazing too. Maybe we find a connection between the two. Maybe Garenhof has actually visited and he's found a way. There's so much rich stuff, just missed stuff, I think, really. Then there's the whole Divinity's Reach sewer thing. I get asked this a lot, like, where should we go with the next raids? And it's because people really care about raids right now, right? So, but yeah. I don't think inspiration for where raid should go is going to run dry for the devs for like years now. At least I think if there is a dev at ArenaNet who's in charge of like designing where new raids will take place and stuff, if they're actually sitting there clueless, like, oh, I don't know, I've got no idea, I think they should really seriously reconsider like their understanding of this franchise, because it's so easy. There's so many cool places. They're set, man. They're set. They can do so many things and the community will love it. That it almost doesn't matter. Would you like to continue your story? The Charge. So this is it. We're going to end the plot here now with one big final instance. So let's do it. The Ravenheart Gloom. Yeah, that's it. Ravenheart Gloom, Dark Flames. You're exactly right.
The Olmecon are making headway, Commander. Inquest and Awakened are so tied up with each other, they don't see us coming. We're cutting right through them.
Nice work. Keep after them. I'll check in as soon as I get the chance.
Hey, Commander?
Timey, you got your ride, I see.
Yeah, Captain Sly's the best. Listen, I know the priority is shutting down Joko's gate hub. But please don't forget about Gorik and Blish, okay? They need help, but they also know this place. So maybe they can help us too.
I'll do my best. Brings up a good point, though. We know Joko's been causing trouble inside, but we don't really know where things stand. Any way to find out?
The Inquest's always big on keeping records. Probably a good idea to check what's been logged on their consoles.
So, yeah, Timey's all grown up. I think this is about as big as we'll see her get now.
The ship's not fast enough to avoid those turrets.
We can help.
We're being fired at. This is such a cool... Look at how cool this is. We've actually been flying towards it the whole time. The only thing with airships now is you can still clip the camera through them. But, it's so badass. Look, the Omicron defend us. They deliver this to us all in engine. Like, this is so high quality, guys.
Should be a piece of cake.
It's so good. And Saida's back there as well. I don't think we can necessarily speak to her directly. And yeah, we move over. So I saw on the big, not the Guild Wars 1 AMA, which remember guys is going on. You can check that out. So we have to jump. It's not a particularly big jump.
Where do we start?
Check the labs for security consoles.
Not gonna make it any easier to get inside.
Every lab I've seen has emergency passcodes that'll get you in, even during a lockdown. See if you can find them.
No Asura, just golems. The ones that aren't already smashed are acting weird.
That's not creepy at all.
So yeah, there's loads of golems messing around. I can't remember whether the patch fully establishes what's going on with these golems and why they're doing this. Like the idea that the plague could infect them or whatever. I actually can't remember. Do they establish what goes on here?
Shredding protocols. Proprietary data and evidence of questionable practices. Massive task volume expected.
So we get a paper stack that's too shredded to read, and he's just shredding away. Do we think this will be an aura? I'm not sure, but Kerry seems to suggest it. I think it's a cool idea. Maybe the paper shredding aura. So memorandum to Quarantine Systems Management Team, RE simulation request. Due to the uptick in equipment replacement costs, the budget committee has required an assessment of losses. Apparently, a primary factor is rain damage to environment sampling sensors resulting from the Omicron storm calling. So far, the committee is adhering to the security's recommendation that we avoid unnecessarily inciting the local fauna. Still, I think we should run a simulation to test how effectively we can resolve the Omicron population problem with a full-scale response from the automated quarantine system. Note, don't forget to clear the simulation plans out of the system afterwards. If the committee won't be swayed, we don't want it to be triggered by accident in an emergency protocol or power surge.
Do not interrupt.
So is that what happened here? That golem actually just answered the question. Inquest wanted to hide the fact that they do illegal things. But is that acting weird? I don't know whether that's the same thing. This PvE scrub that has finally hit platinum in PvP. Took me the whole season to climb up through gold. Benji, that is badass. Congratulations, man. I'm glad you got there right at the end of the season. You can destroy all of these golems. I need more stability. So much more stability is necessary here. So we get more. The new golem. This was their giant new. This was the big boss fight from before. I'm gonna step back here because. Come on, how was that in CC range? That's obscene. We'll break his bar. And grave dig him.
Systems diagnostic complete.
Confidential records. Proposal previews. Proposals for further Kraukatoric research. The excellent progress of our ancillary labs on Kraukatoric's abilities has sparked a round of suggestions for further research. Formal proposals will be forthcoming, but consider this memo the first in a series of informal introductions to suggestions we've received from all of you. Our first proposal: develop varied environmental enclosures for studying the effects of the habitat on Kraukatoric's minions. Pros: inventive. Plausible, the fact that pre-branded species have habitat preferences suggests that the branded may also show differential responses to environment. Cons: Well, minor cases of sweat rash from the prototype jungle environment. Look for another proposal next week. So I wonder what they're suggesting there. That they have... that dragon minions have preferences to different environments. So will we use that against them ultimately? I wonder what they're setting up. So by the way, the actual location we're in, someone on the AMA seemed to think that this was Trailer Ratasum. But it's not Trailer Ratasum. This is just regular Ratasum. But, you know, with some stuff culled away, like the middle section culled away. So we got the tornado that's pulling us in here. We get lots of these. Aurene being a badass. It feels really good having Aurene just kill stuff. I think they're really hot on something cool though. Hey, can you do me a favor after the stream and add Rav as an editor to Nightbot? If you give me instructions in Discord how to, very clearly, I will definitely flag. I haven't messed with Nightbot for ages. And remind me after the stream as well, otherwise I'll forget. Streaming takes a lot of energy out of me, so it's annoying having a list of jobs to do after I'm streaming, which is often what happens. But there you go. My little baby's out destroying people. Aurene, yeah. It's weird because if we're supposed to have this connection with her, it's like we sort of should always know, or like we vaguely sense that she's in the area each time, which is an interesting thought, right? Leave the hell out of all these guys. Confidential document. 2. All research staff. RE, let's get inspired. Many of you attended the quarterly address by our illustrious director. So look, the director again. Nameless director. For those who missed it, I recommend a holographic viewing. He covered important ground regarding workplace culture. In short, his message was that grand plans about world-changing ambitions aren't only about glory. We should all reflect on important virtues that are too often overlooked: hard work, personal sacrifice, and humility. Please note that this message does not imply any reduced emphasis on productivity or outcomes. Researchers unable to produce results in the lab will continue to be subject of the usual hierarchy of punitive actions. Have a productive quarter. I love this. It's like, I actually think this is more consortium than Inquest, to be honest with you. This is like super consortium. I guess they sort of conflate the two because it's all the sewer at the end of the day. But it's sort of like, here would be my description of it. The Inquest are to science what the Consortium are to money, right? So you're going to see they're quite similar in a lot of ways. But I love that what that represents there, just sort of these horrible, like, frustrating, unproductive, stupid meetings that you're forced to be subject to day in, day out, another meeting, collaborating on nonsense that should be clear, like, from the outset, that it doesn't need to be formally, you know, put down on paper in minutes. I don't know. And remember, we care. Yeah, there'll be a note later about that.
Hand here. Inquest or awakened.
I smell fresh blood.
So who does have the upper hand? Who do you think wins this if we just sit here and watch? And I don't draw aggro. Oh no, I've drawn aggro. Get away, buddy. Get away. Did you save Subject S by getting back to the airship? Yes, I did. I want to actually do it again here today because I want to see if the fact I've got that achievement invalidates my ability to play it again. If it does, I'll be really frustrated, but we'll see. So we just come in and utterly destroy them all. Oh, actually, there's more Inquests coming in, actually. Were they here a second ago? Could I just not cleave them because there were more than 5 targets? That's probably it, right? Alright, so down they go. Get security console. So, major power surge detected. Access authorizations compromised. Please notify Tech Ops immediately. No, unauthorized access to security systems is prohibited and will result in punitive action. Yeah, all right, try me, mate. So, we get to do 2 things. We can play a security hologram, and we can also access turret control console authorizations, right? So, this will allow us to access their turrets and things, right? So, we're going to take the password for turret controls. Interestingly, when I played this before, if you do the security hologram first, it locks you out of being able to access the other stuff, which is kind of strange, but yeah. So, play the security holograms. He's working on an surrogate.
Function lost. Traceback. Catastrophic incompetence by user Goric.
Goric's odd, but he's not incompetent. Probably doing it on purpose to stop Joko's awakened from going through.
Not just worried about his own skin, then. Maybe this is one Inquester we can work with.
The console didn't say anything about Blish. Wonder where he is. Hope he's okay.
So it's really interesting how much they expanded on this whole thing that Timey knows some of these people in the Inquest. They really get to play with it, much more than I would have expected, and I think it works pretty well as well. That's not the case anymore, says Rav. Okay, so cool. Does that mean that they, my god, why am I brain dead all of a sudden? Does that mean that they changed it? They patched it, right? So they fixed it. That was unintentional. That's cool then. All right, so there we go. We get one thing. We'll move along. Don't really care about fighting every single golem. I might have missed some notes as well and some papers. Hopefully nothing too important. There was an achievement here to get them all, but because I've already got it, it won't tell me anymore. So the Dragon Fusion Lab. The Dragon Fusion Lab, this is essentially a lab dedicated to what Crucible of Eternity was, yeah? So here we've got a Risen Abomination, a death-branded test subject. This is a bit like Subject Alpha. So I think that the devs missed a trick here. When I walked into this room and I saw this, I was wondering, you kind of can tell, right, that a patch is going to end with a final boss. And this patch does. I thought, though, that as we descended into this lab, we were going to see more Crucible of Eternity style stuff. And do you remember how in COE, Subject Alpha escapes? You never actually kill him in any of those parts. He runs off. He gets away. And I've always said it would be really cool one day to have like a Subject Beta fight where we realized the Inquest recovered him and then they enhanced him. I thought we might be about to see Subject Beta, and I was super hyped for it. But then they never touched on it. There's no reference to Subject Alpha or any of that stuff. This was the moment, right? This was the moment. And they missed it. So, bit disappointed. There you go. Security console. Major power surge detected. Let's get the stealth control console authorizations. So, we can now take stealth consoles. We won't know what this is yet. By the way, this is a bit awkwardly done because we haven't seen any of the consoles. But we take these passwords. And we can play this hologram. Oh, there is a Subject Beta. Oh, that's the Inquest meta, is it?
Again.
Hype! I didn't know. That's super cool.
Somewhere deep inside the facility. Rox, we're making headway. You still cutting through?
Absolutely, Commander. The Olmecon are even better fighters than I thought they'd be.
What? Oh my god, really? This meta has Subject Beta? What? Is it called Subject Beta as well? You guys are blowing my mind. Did the devs do that? Oh, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. And they suggest even that the enemy female there is Kudu's daughter? Kudu's daughter? Really? Oh, that's so cool. Holy shit, 10 out of 10. Wow. That's amazing. It's like they can read my mind. You can literally see there. It's like they read my mind. I've never gone on a stream and said, "No, I want to see a Living World patch where they add a Subject Beta." I've never done that. But it's what I wanted. It's what I realized I wanted as I played the patch, and they did it. Father would have been so proud. Oh, I've got to play this. That is super cool. How fun is the meta, by the way? Most of them use models from COE bosses. Dude, I mean, I don't know what else to say except that they smashed it out of the park then, didn't they? It's called the Simulacrum of Subject Beta. It randomly selects between 2 of the 6 dragon minions to fight, so there's a chance you may or may not get to fight that. Oh, it's just like a part. It should have been the focus. It should have been the be-all and end-all. And they should really expressly say, "Yo, this is what happened to Subject Alpha." Yeah, I have said publicly that I want to see Subject Beta before. I have said that. But I doubt... I don't know. Alright, let's move on in. So here, someone said that they found this funny on Reddit. You've got Inquest trying to flee through these gates, and then when they go in one gate, they just come out of another, just to be shot at by this these 2 awake... Well, there's a few of them, actually. They just run around being killed. We don't have to fight them. We can ignore it. Because they're yellow, so we'll just go through. It's good loot, bit straightforward. All right, well. Okay, so we'll take the golem control authorizations, and we'll take the password for this, and then we'll play this last security hologram.
Intercom malfunction registered. Last incoming communication attempt by Gorik. Would you like to return the call?
Yes. Is someone there? Gorik?
Hello? Who's this?
Gorik! It's me!
That's Timey, and I'm a friend. We're here to help.
Timey?
Ow! Is that Blish? Are you okay? I've been so worried.
We're trapped at the bottom level lab.
We'll come get you. But we also need to shut down the gates to stop Joko's army.
The gate hub's on the way, but the bigger danger is Joko gets his hands on it.
Transmission failed.
Wow. Okay, so again, like, it's too much at this point.
First things first. We shut down that gate hub. Rox, tell the Omicron to dig in. This may take a while.
The Omicron need to dig in. Yeah, it's like, come on, we know it's like they've done the static obscuring the fact it's the Scarab Plague about 1,000 times already. But yeah, okay, so we'll kill these now because they've been annoying us during that little conversation there. And yeah, it's good to get a little conversation with him. Did I see the Char tribe? Yeah, I like them. I think that they did it really well. You had to sort of expand the Char tribe into a big thing and discuss how they're different from other Char in sort of a big way. I haven't got all the dialogue and I haven't seen everything yet because I've not explored the map enough just yet. But I've done the thing like meeting the sad one who's alone on the mountainside. This is awesome as well. Look, tons of targets. This is like what I like to see. Let us cleave billions of mobs down. Beautiful. Especially as a Reaper, that feels so good. It's a shame we didn't get life force from every single one. I want to see the full life force here. Alright, we get some more Awaken here as well. But yeah, it's really good. What was that other thing someone asked me? Have I tried out the fishing in this patch? There's not fishing, is there? There's a boat that sails around, which looks very cool, but I've only seen that on Reddit. I haven't actually sat on the boat. But there's no actual fishing in it, is there?
That is a lot of Awakened in there. Charging right in might not be the best plan.
The Inquest probably have protective measures all over. If you took any of those security passwords, maybe they help? The exit gate must be programmable. That's how Joko's sending his forces all over Tyria.
The smaller gates are how they're getting in here.
Don't bother trying to hack the gate controllers. Smash them. I'll shut it down.
Alright, okay, so last time I did this, I just ran in and killed them. This time we can do some stuff. So stealth control, input the stealth control. So this stealths us. We are cloaked for 30 seconds. Okay. So then we open the door. Open the door. Why do I have to go through an extra dialogue menu to do that one? So we stealth over. We're on limited time. Activate turrets. Inbound gate controller. Oh, I have to break this. What about the other password? There were 3 passwords we got. Can we only use 2? So in this moment, I guess I'll break the gate controllers, right? To stop them from respawning. Break that one. Break this one. This is kind of a cool little moment. I never experienced this my first time playing through because I did it differently. So there you go. That's them all broken. And can the turrets just kill all the Awakened now? I guess we have to fight anyway. Oh, this is much easier doing it this way. Definitely. But it's cool that they give you the option to just go completely nuts, sort of brute force mercenary style. Weakness, why? Don't make me run Condi Cleanse in PvE. Don't make interesting build craft worthwhile. I just want to use damage abilities and berserker stuff. Why, ArenaNet? No, it's actually really cool that they do Condis and boons and things. Okay, cool. So, yeah, we dealt with that. By charging in before, Bram bugged out and he wouldn't follow us for the rest of the mission. So this time he's actually coming. His dialogue and stuff still triggered. It didn't stall,
gates
but
are shut down. That should stop the invasion for now.
Until an Awakened Asura comes along and fixes the controls. Maybe Gorak and Blish can think of a permanent fix.
In the meantime, Rox, we took out the controls for inbound Awakened, which may mean more of them stuck on your end.
Understood. Omicron, their escape gates are blocked. Get ready for a reverse stampede.
So what are people saying here? That there is actually fishing. It's harpoon fishing. It's not the fishing you want. It's pretty lame. Hey WP, there is harpoon fishing. How does it work? What, is it just kind of an event that procs on the boat maybe or something? We'll have to have a look at that as well. It sounds like there's a lot of juicy stuff in the patch. It really does. Keep teaching me more things as well, guys. What else might I have missed? Like I said, I'm not lying. I'm not joking around. I'm not like underselling myself. I've not played much of this patch, so the more we hear, the better. Awakened Asura. Best Asura says so. Oh, you got the Jebro Joko. That's a good emote. Jebro's getting pretty good with his emotes. He sort of knows things. People will sub to him in the Guild Wars community just to be able to spam Jokos. There's 32 slot bag collection. Funny as I just filled my tune up with them. I did hear about that, yeah, as well. I'm not particularly angry about it. It's a special type of 32 slot bag as well, right? because like I've got loads of characters. This guy's only got 20 slot bags, right? So I'll happily pick up more 32s. Can always use more 32s. And if it's a special type, maybe I'll use it on my main and put one of the boring ones on. Wow, how did I die? What on earth? I don't even know what that animation was. We got to break his bar to finish him off, do we? Oh, it's a pretty chunky bar as well. So we do that. And now he's dead. Okay, that's fine. I didn't have the time to get the fear, so I used the death spiral to try and get some chill wells on, which would have just been a bit more CC. Okay, reach Gorik's lab. This way. It's a no salvage, no sell bag. So what would you utilize that for? A no salvage, no sell bag. I thought it was a consumable based bag, actually. Invisible bags I kind of have a love-hate relationship with. I quite enjoy them, but then they can also really frustrate me, so I don't know. Anyway, this is amazing. This is exactly what I got the sense the patch might be.
Doesn't want anyone getting in there.
All these bodies. Joko's goons have been trying pretty hard.
Must be something good inside.
Looks like Brown bugged again. I don't know. Is that because I never used the golem controls? In terms of like going through the lab and it's all broken and stuff, it just reminds me a lot of like some Halo 2 instances and things. I don't know. Just feels good. This is like we're on the High Charity or something as we move through, and the grave mine struck it with the ruins of Forward Unto Dawn or something. We get another stealth console over here. Lots of panels of the destroyers and stuff. Here's another thing as well. In my trailer analysis video, I mentioned these from the previous patch, and they're in this patch. So again, that's another thing. I was like, oh god, people are going to think that I like made a fake video. And I conveniently pointed out stuff that just so happened to be in the patch. But it was all complete coincidence. It prioritizes storing containables and consumables and containers. Interesting. Do I care about that though? I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things there. When you play with it, you realize how cool it is. So I'll blind this guy first. I won't CC him for no reason. Oh, I'm stealthed even when I'm attacking. What? Oh, that's obscene. So I can just create some golem bombers. Oh, I didn't even realize. Oh my god. Veteran golem bomb. Wow. Oh my god, that's insane. I was wondering why they weren't fighting back. I thought the AI was just being choppy. Yeah, because I never really had the passwords last time. The WP speculation conspiracy. It's not really like a conspiracy. People ask me all the time. I actually had I was randomly added into a conversation on Reddit maybe last week or 2 weeks ago, where someone was like basically shit talking me, saying, "Oh, WP, he played all of Path of Fire before it even came out, and then he was doing all these videos pretending to speculate when he'd played the entire thing." People who just like have a very vague, cursory, glancing understanding of how I do my job and how I do what I do. And they think that therefore I'm just like this fake guy that knows everything in advance and has all these connections with devs, and then they shit talk me online about it. And so someone did this on Reddit, and someone else very pleasantly said, that might not be true. How about we let Wood and Potatoes himself explain it? And they added me into the conversation. But I'm sick of explaining it. I've explained it about 1,000 times. It won't stop people trying to discredit me with it. I've explained it so many times. There are walls of text on the internet explaining this. So I couldn't be bothered to respond. But yeah, even that was very recent. That's probably why I was sensitive to it when I did my trailer analysis this time. Thank you very much. And in we go. Yeah, I have already played all of Cantha. Oh, sorry. Oh, wait till you see the Jade Sea and the new Siege Turtle Man. Oh, whoopsie. Whoopsie-daisies. Guess they'll have to delete that content. Because I just leaked all the crazy Cantha stuff that I'm totally privy to. So we get some little insecties that aren't actually attacking us. I thought these were allied.
Gorik? Lish?
See, I told you it wasn't a trick. I'm decloaking.
The boat is clearly for Cantha, the little rickety little dinghy, right? WP living in 2048.
Gorik? Where's your brother?
Here. Hello. I am Lish.
Look at how cool this guy looks!
Something we uncovered in Faranor.
He's wearing a shirt!
No! It's Joko! He'll get the samples!
Explain. Now.
The vault contains samples of the ancient Scarab Plague, the deadliest pestilence in history. It decimated Alona. Imagine Joko unleashing it through Tyria. Nothing would survive.
Activating radical decontamination protocol level 2. Self-destruct initiated.
What is it with Inquest's self-destructing labs?
It's the automated failsafe. We have to get to the vault. Hurry!
So again, like COE self-destructs when you get to the bottom, and now this is, it's so good, guys. It's so good. And obviously the start of this patch had a self-destructing lab, which is probably what Bram is referencing to more. And
the Inquest recovered the Scarab Plague in Faranor. We've been experimenting with it.
Weird. Those horrible plague tests on the Omicron? That was you?
No. I study insects, the scarabs themselves. I was against the testing, although the results have been fascinating. Also, it's technically not a plague. It's a pestilence. That's something of a misnomer among...
Gorik! What about the self-destruct?
Once the decontamination protocol starts, it can't be turned off.
Damn it! Rox! Rata Primus is going to self-destruct. Get the Omicron as far back as you can.
okay, can we stop and talk now, finally? Oh my god, I love this guy. I love these characters. I think they're actually, when I got to meet them, look at Blish, seriously now. What a boss. Look at that swagger he's got going on. Look at that fashion sense. Amazing, very cool. Players of a, what is it, synergetic? No, Dynamics? I think it's Dynamics. If you're a Dynamics Asura, you actually get to see Asura downloading themselves, their personalities, like uploading into golems. This is not new, but it becomes like a feature of the main story now, so that's really exciting. I wonder if you are that variety of Asura in this patch, if you get some special dialogue with Blish at any point. And you can sort of talk about your experiences with that before. And Gorik as well. I really like this guy. I don't know. I like these characters so much. We get all the little insects running through. His little comment there. It is intriguing, though. Like, he can't quite help himself but still be fascinated by the grossly unethical stuff that they were doing. Because at the end of the day, he's an Asura that's been associating with the Inquest. And they don't shy away from that. Look at the fire as well. It's so good. And obviously we're scared that Joko's, you know, stealing the sample. We finally learn about the Scarab Plague. And let me ask you guys, the reveal there that it is the Scarab Plague in that fairly casual conversation, was that such like a what a twist moment that they had to so heavily obscure and on the nosely hide for the entire rest of the patch again and again and again? Probably not, right? So anyway, we're running through. I think this instance is brilliant. Really, really, I do. It's fantastic. Stealth console we probably don't care about. Actually, could I proc that now and do that in the final fight?
The door's wide open.
Yeah, so this was the vault we had. I didn't show you in the gameplay there, but this vault was closed a second ago. Now we're open.
Warning, contagions in this vault may cause tissue destruction, parasitic infestation, or death.
Too late. They're gone.
Try the gate hub.
So yeah, this is where it was being held. Kind of an interesting moment where they put confidential documents while, like, on the achievement you're on a time limit here and whatever. But so incident report A, and in the story we're supposed to have a bit of hustle, but again they like hide a thing. This is like in video games where they hide secrets and collectibles and stuff in the middle of vehicle sections. And that's like always a big no-no to me. It's like so frustrating. You rob the player of the joy of just being able to drive around and go fast and experience environment zooming past. You rob them of the joy of that because you're telling them, oh, but you got to go really slowly and meticulously, and it like completely breaks the whole sequence to me. But anyway, incident report A0119, Internal Security Directorate. Complaint: crew chief reports disappearance of researcher, subject A. Investigation. Masticated and digested remains of subject A were discovered in specimen enclosure. Tranquilizer dart discovered among the remains. This suggests an unnatural death. An interview with fellow researcher, subject B, indicates motive and results in an admission of guilt. Subject A apparently took credit for subject B's work and had the gall to smirk at him while doing so. Findings? Subject B's actions, while not recommended, were found to be justifiable. It's great. It's great. Found to be justifiable. Welcome to the Inquest, bitches. Toe the line. Or you'll be tranquilized and then eaten. Subject Alpha, you mean? Well, no, they're just hiding the identity of...
We don't have time for this.
Well, you've got to expect it, Arachnia, because at the end of the day, it's their boss they're trying to peel for. They're offering peels. He's trying to bail from mid, and we got to get him. Sorry, is that not entertaining to you guys? sure it's not. Jesus Christ, do they just keep respawning? Are we supposed to charge past them? Oh, there we go, they're done. Go, 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 go. Bring your trained bugs with you. Is that damn cannibalism? No, I don't think he ate them. I think he fed them to a subject, didn't he? I don't think he tranquilized someone and ate him. No, not that. Surely not. Unless subject A and subject B are not actually Asura. Maybe subject A is, you know, Winter's Day, those gingerbread man, those happy dancing gingerbread man. Maybe one of those joined the inquest. I don't know. Maybe Tix went a little bit too far. Maybe we got a bit of a, oh my god, what's the story about the puppet? What's wrong with me? I'm actually so bad at life. What's the story of the puppet? Pinocchio. Maybe we got a bit of a Pinocchio thing going on here, where, you know, one of those gingerbread man became sentient and then joined the inquest, and now he's been, you know, chewed up. Who knows?
Joko!
And he was smirking.
Stop and face me!
Before unleashing the Scarab Plague on your beloved Tyria, don't you wish? The old me would have drawn this out long enough for you to hear the death screams of Tyrian victims. The new me, on the other hand, better to be sure. Commander Lanai?
Yes, Great One.
Kill them.
As you command.
No!
A small parting gift.
So this is pretty intense here. A lot's going to happen. I don't know how much time I'm going to be able to talk. The final boss is Lanai. There were lots of hints and teases last patch that she might be in allegiance with Joko. She might become a more prominent character. Here she is. So this is actually a big... You got again, because I never really did much speculation and stuff about the previous patch. But, you know, there was a Guild Wars 2 mysteries that I could have made about Lanai, honestly. And you guys all would have been in the loop about it. And it would have been a really cool payoff to have seen. Yes, she is the final boss of this patch. It would have been extremely exciting. Unfortunately, I'll let you all down on that. And very few people in the community would have been, like, clued in. But she's a Guild Wars 1 prominent character. She helped us build the Sunspear Sanctuary. She was a henchman and a Sunspear. And she's been converted by Joko. So we did have these hints that she'd be in the story. And that is actually true. That's ended up what happened. So... hopefully one day I'll sort of be able to demonstrate to you all the hints as they came through. But here we go. So we got a killer.
It's sucking us in.
Don't fret, Norn. Wherever we land, you'll still face me.
So,
Radical decontamination protocol level 2. Buffering.
So this instance has a lot of problems with dialogue overlapping. So the idea, and they do it a bit slow here, but it's a really cool mechanic. So it's going to suck us in, right? And we've got to try and run away from it. But it's going to suck harder and harder and harder and harder and harder the further away, the longer we stay here. So look, it's sucking harder now. You've got to use as much as you can do to try and keep away. Bram's not even getting sucked, which is kind of funny. And you can try and pull away. Hilariously, because we're permanently in combat, I was on a Rev before. So I had the Malik's Leap that I could spam the hell out of. And I actually kept away from the portal for ages. But yeah.
Divinity's Reach.
Everyone clear out!
And we're DR! I don't know why. It shouldn't be such a novelty to me that we're having a fight in Divinity's Reach.
She summoned. They're killing the townfolk.
It shouldn't be such a novelty because we had Lake Doric fairly recently.
Gorik, can you hear me?
Yes, we're reading you on our instruments. It appears Joko damaged the gate.
Can you fix it?
I will try. But we won't know if it's working until the commander and Ram go through it. Either way, I'll need a way to cut through the interference.
What Blish? The self-destruct countdown!
Tyrians! These fools don't know what they have. Freedom to do as they please. No master to control them.
Your master left you to die.
You assume you'll defeat me. You're wrong.
So here we get...
This is awakening townspeople. Everybody run! Get out of here!
There's just so much dialogue. There's too much bloated dialogue here. There needed to be like a break from the fight, more formal break if they wanted to discuss so much stuff. But anyway, and now then we re-engage. So I'll take this very easy and slowly. Firstly, the idea is we kill the things, we get the items that then become a special action, and we can break her defenses and whatnot. Funnily enough, though, they've demonstrated earlier in the patch that... it's very loud, isn't it? Hold on, let me just turn it down ever so slightly before you guys. The music's extremely loud. They demonstrated earlier in the patch that you get an ammo system on special actions. So you're now trained as a player to expect an ammo, and you don't get ammo from it. So I don't know. Anyway, so we break these, which gives us the solar flares, which then we can use on Lonai when she like uses invulns. Her invulns, this is what I mentioned on yesterday's stream. This is where she doesn't get like super formal invulns. They actually use barrier, which again I think is really good. Use these tools. It feels more like interactive if it's barrier she uses to defend herself. As we attack her, we're getting crazy burns on us. I don't know why. Awakens the dead, channels the sun. Why are we getting crazy burns? How do I prevent those? Because that's going to kill me. Like hardcore kill me. Is it that I have to kill all the dying stars first? Maybe it's because the dying stars are burning me while they're up, so let's take these out. I thought I may only need to kill the stars when she defends herself, but I might be wrong. So where is she right now? Let's see. So we get the solar core from the dying star. And the idea of a dying star, by the way. Let's throw it at her and see what happens. So we do a ton of damage. That was 50,000 damage on a non-crit. If we can crit with it, it'll be amazing. We'll try and put some vuln on her so we get a higher crit chance when we throw it. And we get more damage from the vuln as well, straight up. This is so painful. And we feel so slow.
Fast as the wind.
So if we drop that well, we'll put vuln on her. And then the special action has a more likely chance to crit her. So we did 60,000 that time. It's pretty nice. What was I about to say? Yeah, dying stars, guys. I don't know, whenever they talk about stars and stuff and matters of astrology or even allude to them in this game, I get so interested. So we're going to push her to 75% health. 74. And I think she'll phase now. So we just broke one of the boulders immediately and did a ton of damage to the other one. I'm going to have to start prioritizing this. So she's running away. Okay.
I believe I can use Lanai's energy signature to direct the portal to your location, but the flare I'm reading is too weak.
He's probably picking up the shade.
Is there any way to make it burn brighter? The fire you took from those burning rocks. Blasting the shade might make a bright enough flare for Blish to see.
Okay, so now we hear about this. It's funny, because when I originally played this, we DPS so fast, like all this dialogue went all at once. So now we throw the solar flare at the shade.
Strength is sufficient. Opening the portal now.
Less talking, more opening. Here goes nothing.
And there you go. So we managed to bust her through there. And the portal opens and we leave DR, which is now on fire. It would be kind of cool if current events sort of just talk for a tiny moment about the fallout of that and the ramifications of setting the carnival on fire and awakening some people up there.
The gate failed to work properly.
See that, Blish? What's going on?
I'm processing as quickly as I can.
Hurry! The countdown!
Yeah, vulnerability on its own does not increase crit chance, but as a necromancer, I have a trait. As a reaper, sorry, I have a trait, which means
Tell us
I get it.
plans for the plague. Then we all walk away.
You assume Joko's control can simply be discarded. Here again, you're wrong.
Koss managed it.
Yeah, so we hear about Koss from the previous patch as well. I think that's great. And look at where we are now. They take us to so many cool locations. So we're in Mount Maelstrom. And the Mega Destroyer is looking pretty big and beefy right now. So really, really cool. He's got these crazy fire attacks. The visual noise is mental. We'll zoom the camera out. But that's okay, because it's a big climactic fight, right? So there's no problem with that one. So we throw the core. There you go. We got 100,000 damage on that one. It's pretty good. She's invulned. She spawns the shade. We throw the solar core from the dying star. We smash it.
I am dead in Something's beating it. Distance or perhaps interference.
So we need to do it again. She was still barriered up, so there was really basically nothing I could do in that time, was there? It's just so messy. It's insane actually right now. Let's grab another one. This isn't the shade again. I don't throw it back at that, do I? Oh, I do. Do I? Did we just trigger that? No, she's in the middle now. Yeah, there's a shade. Okay, so our last solar core. She summons more of those. We'll ignore the boulders for now. We don't need them.
Radical decontamination protocol. Final calibration.
Better work this time.
It will, Bram. Don't worry. We're going in. We're getting sucked in. We're meaningfully going in. And we're going to arrive at question mark, question mark, question mark.
Nope. Tundra.
Keep after her. She can't hold out forever.
So, a really cool thing from Bram there, he recognizes where he is immediately.
Death is coming for one of us. I don't intend for it to be me, but if it is,
Tell me.
Don't leave my remains where Joko can awaken me again. Please.
Not that blind's going to do anything there. So yeah, this is very similar to the Herald, right? That we see in Path of Fire. We fight the big bad guy, and we realize that they were just a thrall the whole time, and they start, you know, breaking down and giving us their true feelings as they get weaker. Kind of already covered territory. I wonder if the devs are knowingly and deliberately sort of doing the same thing twice. Anyway, we're taking massive pressure here. This is insane. It's Jormag. How do we go? How do I even avoid that? I don't actually know what was hitting me there. I actually have no idea. Luckily, we seem to get life force from the stars, which is brilliant. So we just got to hurt her to the point that she uses a flare. We got to heal here. Oh, throw it. That's one done. It's like we're actually in the world boss itself. Is he always that big? It's kind of hard to tell. I don't want to use that. I want to get back in Shroud. I need life force. We could grave dig, I guess, over and over and over again. I'm not gonna though. We gotta pressure her. We gotta stay in Shroud as long as possible. So I'm mostly just gonna reduce my incoming damage with Terrify. Well, not Terrify, the other ability. And I'm gonna keep autoing to keep as much Shroud as possible. We really should have been Bloods. I'm gonna go down again. Bran might have to res us. No, we're not. Do we heal? She's shaded. I didn't want to walk into that to get the thing, but we kind of had no choice. Let's throw it. Oh, we're so low. We're so low. Where's the burning from? I guess it's these. Can we rally on a core? On a dying star? Let's try it. We can. They let us rally on the stars. Interesting. Okay, so we'll break all of these because I think they throw out burning projectiles or something. I don't know. Ah, what? How didn't we rally? Oh my god. Okay, we've got Signet of Agony and we're Spite. So we get some good sustain here. We get a downstate DPS low now. This is it. We might even res with the well as well. It depends if the rolling dots affect us while we're downstate. We might have this, guys. We might have this. Next time the well comes up, we're definitely there. Or fetid ground. Here we go. Yeah, baby. Oh, she died at the same time as well. Oh, no, I think I hit a bug. I think it bugged. I had this bug last time as well. Yeah, she bugged. We just killed her. She's not supposed to die there. Oh, did anybody else have this bug? I've now had that both times I've played this. Yeah. Luckily, though, the devs have good checkpointing on this instance, so we just have to do the last phase again. How do you get past this bug? You just go character select, go back in, and you do the last, like, 10% of the fight again. A bug in the system. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit frustrating. This would be so much worse if this moved us all the way back to the start of the lab, obviously, but it doesn't. It puts you right to the end here. It sort of ruins it, right? You ruin the climax and whatnot. Let me turn off... I'm going to turn off Spite. Let's put on Blood instead of Spite. Let's run Vampiric Rituals, Vampiric Presence, and Ritual of Life, I guess. Well, Ritual of Life I'm not really going to be able to proc. What's the secondary effect on this? No, I'm not going to be able to proc that on anything. We'll go Blood Bond, I suppose. Which is a really boring trait. But we'll do that. Just don't kill her, it's not hard. Yeah, it's something like maybe life still pushes her past, or you hit her too hard, and I don't know.
She can't hold out forever.
So anyway, we're going to go really ham now on the damage. We're going to proper blow her up. Oh, look at how much sustainer we are just by putting the blood on. Buildcraft, people. One of the most fun aspects of Guild Wars 2. I genuinely do believe. It's really good. So now we're ultra sturdy. Our damage is tapered off a little bit, but I mean, we hardly need much of it. Let's get to stay here. She's shaded immediately. We throw the thing on over there. We got chunked by something there. I don't know what that was, but that's fine. Maybe because we're standing under the claw. Do you think that might be it? Here we're doing unnecessary damage because she had barrier up, but it's fine. You cannot stop me, Lonai. I'm just going to keep beating you to death. I'm going to grind you down. I'm a Reaper. I'm like Frankenstein's monster. You cannot stop this. There is no conclusion more natural than death. I've got friggin' Doom's greatsword. I'm allowed to say that. Here we go again. What is this ability? What's the red, like, light thing? I don't know what that is. There you go, she's blinking away. We got knocked back by that, that's great. Solar core. Break the shades. And this time, hopefully, we don't bug. Please, no bug. Please. It'd be really nice if we didn't bug. Here, I'm just attacking to get build health and just roll health, because why not, right? I guess I will fight these dying stars, because they actually really hurt. So let's just blow these up. We didn't instant cleave these ones down, so... Do we get life force from killing them? It doesn't look like it. So we can rally on them, but we don't get life force. Ow. God, we took so much... 9 burning? 9 burning from what? And why can't I target her? She's on 8%. I'm going to let Bram res me this time. Why didn't Bram res me last time? I was only forced to DPS her. 9 burning. What was I supposed to do against that? I guess run Condi Cleanse. Dude, your reses suck. All right, fine. I'll help you out with the Signet of Agony before you die and you can't help me anymore. All right, there we go. All right, so we're going to go slowly here. I'm going to just a little tap. You okay, Lonai? You all right? You don't want to bug? 5%? No bugging. No bugging. We'll dodge away from that. Oh, dodging gives us the blood mark as well, which gives us regen, so... That'd be smart to do.
I am dead.
Okay, we got that. We'll stab as these come through. All right, 1%. Gently now. Gently. Oh. Oh. 1%. You okay? You want to give me your dialogue? There we go. She involved. She involved. There we go. There we go. There we go. Good. All right, one more shade, I suppose. So we're going to get the dying stars are going to come out, so we'll just well immediately on them so that they break straight away. Or almost straight away. Get a solar core. Throw out the shades.
Okay, you two. Tell me there's good news.
Commander, we're losing your signal. Working on it, but the self-destruct protocol...
Ah! Error. Signal lost. I love this moment.
What the... Where the frozen hell are we?
No idea. Gorik! Timmy! Do you read? Can anybody hear me?
You think the countdown ended?
Doesn't look good.
This reminded you of the portal malfunction in Half-Life 2. Reminded me of X2, actually. And he true shots her. He true shots her. I love that bit. And he doesn't even let us go walk up and press F. He just true shots her in the face. It's kind of cool.
Worst places for your time to run out, I guess. Kind of beautiful. Plus, not likely Joko can awaken Lanai here. So I guess she got her wish.
Bram. The letter. The one you sent to Timmy.
She told you.
She did. I'm glad she did.
So, I guess we should talk about that.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Gorik!
Oh, thank the Pale Mother.
Where are you? These coordinates from that last energy signature make no sense.
Then they're probably right.
Can you get us out of here or not?
Opening a gate now. I suggest you hurry. Auto-destruct is imminent.
There you go, you get the gate. Yeah, no music, it's just ambient environments, it's really good. They skirt around having the sort of stilted conversation that they're probably really scared of doing because it could sound horrible and forced and lame. They don't, you know, like, the players have so many disparate opinions about Brown. They don't know where we as players are emotionally with regard to him. So having our player in the game be a mouthpiece for opinions that we might not have yet, as in, let's bury the hatchet, which is what they really want to do. If you don't want to bury the hatchet yet, and then they have your character say, let's bury the hatchet, well, that's going to feel really bad. So they skirt around the issue, right? And they just give us as much time as possible. And we tried to leave. I liked it in the mists. No, I liked it there. Damn it.
Brace yourselves, it's gonna blow!
Imagine seeing the gods in the distance. I don't think we're supposed to think about that as a precise place.
Subtle. I like your style.
Commander, the Omicron force is clear. The last of the Awakened and Inquest are breaking and running. We did it!
Well done!
Great work, Rox. Give our congratulations to the elders.
Well, you say what letter?
You know,
I believe that's the letter.
Your little friend has been worried. Went inside to bite her nails in private, she said.
There's no more avoiding this.
Yeah. Blish. Gorik. Come with me?
Of course.
All right, so they're gonna... The letter, I believe this is the letter that we read back in Season 3, around Flashpoint, I think it was, where Brown was like just a total dick and decided he was going to go off and fight Jormag. I can't remember the express moments, the express details of it, but I think it's that. It was either like really late Season 3 or the start of Path of Fire, right? Yeah, episode 6. It was in episode 6, apparently. So yeah, just after Flashpoint. But before the expansion. So the end of the season, as I said. Alright, so there's no avoiding this. What's going on here? So the insects stay out. Oh, I messed up a thing! So there's a hidden area here, by the way, where you can find a Skrit who was been experimented on, and you can help the Skrit escape. If you do that, the Skrit will be here on the airship with you. He doesn't talk or anything, but you actually know. It's a really nice touch when the Skrit is up here as well. It's awesome. So yeah. Got Botaka, his Bram. Who, again, why? Arena, come on. Why is this so hard? Don't tell me that he has dialogue when he doesn't have dialogue. Why? You could glide back over that. I think it's probably too late for that now. I love, by the way, the animation on the cube. Look at that. Look at these destroyed holes on it. It's so good. All right. So, hello, Stormcallers.
Could you give us a few minutes?
Of course, Outlander. Take your time.
As much as the Char are introduced here and you get a lot of cool stuff from them, they didn't really play a very pivotal role in this assault, did they? But hey. Alright, how's it going, people?
Commander? Gorik? And... Blish.
Hello, Timey.
I'm sorry, Timey. I wish there was an easier way to tell you.
Oh my... You're...
Here we go again. What'll it be? Disgust? Horror? Don't keep us in suspense.
amazing. Beautiful.
That is unexpected. And likely inaccurate. Life as a machine is incomprehensible to living beings.
But you're safe. From life's... frailties.
Safe? We just lost our funding, our lab, our data.
Also inaccurate. I was able to save substantial data to my local storage.
My Scarab archives?
Yes. Also, the research on Kralkatorek.
Then it's settled. You're both working with me now.
Well, we'll have to discuss authorship hierarchy for any published research. And of course, we'll stipulate that you don't have supervisory authority, but I suppose that's agreeable.
Very agreeable.
Good. Because we might have stopped Joko's invasion today, but we know he has plans for the Scarab Plague. Safe to assume they're horrific. If we expect to figure out what he's up to and stop him, we're gonna need all the help we can get.
We've got a lot of data to process, so let's get going.
There's a certain je ne sais quoi, right, to this instance that I like this conversation actually right at the end that I really love. I don't know what it is. Something about the, and I don't know, it really makes me feel like Gorik as well. Where Gorik's like, you know, they're having this emotional moment and they're like, oh my god, you're beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, what? He's like, you're protected from the world's frailties. And he's like, fuck off, are you? We just lost this, and this. I love this guy. I really like, you know, the idea that they feel like real characters, like they actually have a history, right? Like he doesn't, it's not a novelty to him anymore that his brother has become a golem, and you know, it's been a long time. I really like him. I don't know. I can imagine if I was playing on my main, an Asuran female, we'd have like some major Asura vibes going on here. We may as well not be in a loner at all. It's super cool. I really, really, really enjoy it. There's something about this scene, it made me fall in love with these characters. The little shirt he's in, it's good. So yeah, the question is, will Timey sort of golem herself? That seems to be what they're angling for. Do I care that much about it? That's the thing, like, there's something, as much as I just praise this little moment here, I don't really care about, like, the personal trajectories of any of these people at all. I only care about big-ticket world-building items and, like, progression against the Elder Dragons and large stories. That's all I really care about. I care about moments where we see Joko and what's he doing and stuff. I don't really care, oh, will Timey be a golem a year from now? Sure, yes, no. Maybe. Is it really... Does it titillate me and make me want to speculate about it? Not really. I don't know. I just don't have that sort of deep connection. I'm more interested in that proposal in terms of, like, okay, does that mean that they can actually threaten her? And, you know, in terms of, like, do we still call her a child as well now? Can she come on missions? Can she be threatened by the story and potentially killed off and all this stuff? Like, it's just weird. There's, like, these weird lines. That's what I end up thinking about more than anything else than... Oh, will she become a golem? Maybe it'll be an interesting direction to go in. If that's what they've decided, would be really fun to see happen to Timey. Tippertot says, I'm all about the characters. I'm super interested in the stories. I actually think that that's really cool. If the community does, and I hope to see it in myself one day as well. I'm not deliberately resisting it, right? If the community eventually does start caring a lot, like soap opera style, about these characters, and you're tuning in because you care about the relationships with one another and stuff, TV show, like, you know, we're all basically become housewives that sit around watching EastEnders in the afternoon. That's how we feel as we play this game. I actually think, you know, I don't really roll my eyes at that too much. I actually think there could be a really good, efficient way to hook people and keep them interested in the story and the game and stuff, that allows them to go for many years without having to constantly do these big world building pieces and stuff, because it can't always be about fighting elder dragons and gods and stuff. You need downtime, and for the downtime to work as patches, you have to care about the characters. So I think that's a great ideal to go for. Am I there yet? Not really. I don't think so, but yeah. Timey will become a sentient AI like in Transcendence. Maybe. All right, so let's speak to Blish.
I was pretty relieved by Timey's reaction.
As was I. To be welcomed. To be really seen. Especially by someone so brilliant. It is appreciated. I did not realize how much I missed her mind.
God, he sounds just like friggin' Tuvok. Okay, so yeah, that's good. They like hint that there was like a relationship or whatever, or that maybe they liked each other. Hey, Gorick.
Got to be tough to lose your lab like that. Glad you'll be working with Timey for a while, though. With Joko stealing the plague, we need all the brain power we can get. Wish I knew how he plans to unleash it.
Yes. And yes, I think that's fairly obvious. Fortunately for you, I'm the foremost expert on scarabs. Rest assured, you've got expertise and a fair dose of brilliance on your side.
You think she'll be like GLaDOS, especially after the Portal references? That's an interesting direction to put her in.
How you doing, Timey? I can't imagine how you must feel right now.
She sounds so breathy and like heavy with everything she says all the time.
Well, everyone keeps checking on me, and I appreciate it. But I'm fine. Mostly it's fine. I'm excited to work with Blish and Gorick. I think we can make some real progress. On everything.
I think that this voice actress, she needs to relax a little more or something. I don't know. Anyway, so there you go. And they don't let us cut too deep either into her there. All right, so that's that. Then we can come back outside. Timey lost all of her golems so far. Don't trust her, Blish. It's a trap. Oh, the theories. We speak to Bram last because we still don't like Bram.
I don't think the Olmecon need to worry about the inquest anymore.
Yes. Seems we're safe for now. No more experiments. No more golem attacks. With Narn's death, we have a sad election ahead. But we've faced tragedy before. We'll get through it.
Timey will die, become awakened, and to break Joko's influence, they will infuse her soul into Scruffy. So she becomes like a hybrid kind of thing. I don't know, that's a way they could go as well. Last patch, episode 1, they did that really cool thing where I was so convinced by the way their direction that she had become awakened, and then in the end it turned out to be like a red herring. That's pretty nice. So, do I expect too much more of the Omicron coming up? Based on the way the devs have talked about their implementation in this patch, probably not too much. But I mean, Bottica feels like a very powerful character they've thrown at us here, so maybe Bottica will have a lot more involvement. They've introduced quite a few new characters here, though. We've got Keto that we can dive a lot more into. We've got Saida over here. We've got Bottica now. We got 2 new Asura. Well, an Asura and a Golem.
Well, Captain, looks like I owe you again. Hope this wasn't more than you bargained for.
Are you kidding? First captain to breach Rata Primus? With Storm calling Char and a dragon to boot every time we cross paths. My reputation just gets better and better. You call me anytime you want, Commander.
So I wonder if we're doing a thing where we're like getting a proper crew going. So we got an airship now. Look at all these resources we've got. We are our own pact, right? So these will be the eyes in the sky. Timey will operate with Cider up in the sky on this airship and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, the Aether Blade suggestions never really became a big thing. Maybe in the world there's something more. There was a cool moment, by the way, I never talked about, but when, I think it's when you're helping the Omicron and the Aurene comes to fight with us. They're like, this guy has a dragon? That's a very, very good moment as well, but I don't remember showing that off in these streams. Okay, and lastly, Bram. By the way, to actually be clear, I'm warming back up to Bram big time here. I always liked this arc. I just didn't like the premise for this arc. The thing that they manufactured to make him mad at us. I think that was bad. But the actual experience of going through it, I think, has been cool.
This was a tough one, Bram. You had my back. I appreciate it.
Well, you had mine. Only fair. Barely heard from Rox since we left the village. And when we were there, it was Omicron this, Omicron that.
10 times more effective than the Pact ever was. Please give us our own airship. Your infectionate love for airships has only increased my own. Airships are cool. They're cool, and especially the way that they're handled in Guild Wars. I want some new varieties, though. I'm sick of this, like... If we're going to have our own special airship, right? We need it to be, you know, we need our Normandy, okay? We need it to have, you know, history and special stuff. We need it to be like that boat in Divinity, right? Where it's infused with a you know, a dead elf into the wood and whatever. You need, like, a bit of something special. We don't need to go crazy balls to the wall Glory of Tyria style, but something a little bit more... I don't know. And also just from a gameplay perspective, I spent a long time now walking around on decks of airships like this. It's powerful, it's good storytelling, I like it, but, you know, let's get some new versions. Anyway, so there you go, and then we exit to Sandsweat Tile. And the last thing Bram says was, barely heard from Rox since we left the village. So, I mean, and it's sort of like, how invested are we in Rox? Oh, is she going to find her tribe here? I can't honestly say that I care that much right now, but hopefully over time. With the expansions all introducing a major new feature like guild halls and mounts, what would be my next guess for a big new possible sellers with the next expansion pack? I've talked about this quite a lot. I actually have a list because I'm thinking of doing a video. I want to do one video on the state of the game, one video on what I want to see through this season, one video on what I want to see next expansion. The big three, I called it. So I'm thinking a new race could be a good thing to do next expansion. It might be time to broach the idea of having a new race. And if it is Cantha Tengu, I mean, I think that's an expansion seller. That's a box seller. And perhaps even more so now than it was for Heart of Thorns. Perhaps even more so now than it was for Path of Fire. We've had 2 expansions with no new race. So to do an expansion where we get a new race, how hype would that be? How exciting, how out of the blue would that feel? So to get Tengu, get some new leveling experiences. If they're not gonna fix and revamp and put serious effort into all of this, right, the core stuff, then give people a contemporary, new 2019, 2020, whatever expansion where you get to level again in some sort of fresh places. You don't have to go full campaign style like Guild Wars 1 thing. You don't have to do that, but just like something, some tokenistic thing where there's some like level 1 to 30 experience fresh as a Tengu. I think that means so much for so many different reasons. I think that would be a huge box seller. Fishing, 500 cooking, 500 dueling, totally new weapons on elite specializations, stuff like that. I think they're all big box sellers. Build templates and stuff I think is more like just features that should come into the game in general. Do the Inquest meta? Well, no, because we've already been going for the greater part of 3 hours, so we can do that tomorrow, though. There'll be more of this patch and this stuff on the stream tomorrow, guys. We'll be playing lots more. We'll be experiencing more of this. Oh my god, somebody donated! Oh, did Ewendell donate today and I missed it? Oh, he didn't. I didn't miss it. Oh, did he? No, he didn't. He says, I was just paid and so were you. That was yesterday. Did I miss that yesterday? Anyway, thank you very much, JMC334, who says, thanks for all the fun. That's really sweet of you. Thanks very much, JMC. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. Pencil Stroke, I think if we back through all the stories in Guild Wars 2, I'm starting to believe that the Asura Inquest is basically our biggest enemy, not just the Elder Draggers. They have their hands basically in every story. What are your thoughts? Yeah, I think they're really intimidating, insidious, and scary. Who knows? What do you guys think? This director, is that going to become a big thing to speculate about now? The director of the Inquest. We didn't even have a title for the person who led the Inquest before, did we? But now we have this term, director. Did I see the boat in the new map? I have seen it on Reddit. I haven't played it, though. That'll be something we do on the stream tomorrow. Okay, I'll check Discord as well, Flag. Because we've got more to do. Ewendell, no, he didn't donate. Also, read your Reddit messages. Oh, I got so much to do. Guys, it's the end of the day. Yeah, I have to go read my messages and stuff. We saw that earlier. But there you go, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thank you for the little donation there, Ewendell and JMC. That's so sweet of you guys. If you want to catch me tomorrow, you can click the follow button, and that will notify you when I next go live, which is the same time tomorrow. So if you want something to watch at work, on your commute, you want to cheer up your rainy Monday by seeing more of the rainy sun-swept tiles. That's what they're called, right? The sun-swept tiles? Sand-swept tiles. If you want to do that, yeah, that should be good. By the way, it is a bit of a miserable map, right? But I think that this is going to be a great thing to juxtapose with Tropical Island, Paradise, Isna Isles, and Matani Keys, baby. Come on, it's going to be so good. So yeah, we might not play the Reaper tomorrow. We might do a different character. I don't know. It depends on you guys. But yeah, we'll see the Subject Alpha stuff and whatever tomorrow. We might even get that Char combat tonic. Oh, it could be good. It could be really good. So, au revoir, everybody. Hope you enjoy. And yeah, we will see you next time.